Okay, everyone. Welcome to another Saturday night here on BMBBH. I am, of course, Kev, and I would say I'm your Saturday Night Avenger, but I'm sure that's someone else's name on YouTube somewhere else. So I'll just stick with Weekend Warrior. So I hope everyone had a good Saturday, whether they're able to tune in or whether you're out and about, finding somewhere to go in this pandemic. But thanks for being with me tonight. And we're going to talk a little bit about colorism. And uh, I might need help understanding it because, I grew up a dark skinned person and I don't really think that I've been affected by any of these colorism narratives. Um, or I don't know. I just think that is either a really stupid thing or it could be non-existent. I mean, I just don't believe that. But with that argument, I don't think there's any form of oppression behind it. Like you can do like with racism. I think that colorism is just like I think is another way of victimizing yourself. I mean, it's colorism is one. I guess you could say colorism is something that's made of fake outrage or whatever. But it's just me being a black person. I think the whole thing is absurd because I feel like whether you are, I guess, you are per se a light skinned black or a dark skinned black, um, I just don't think that. I just think that everybody's just black at the end of the day. That's me personally. That's just me. That's where I come from with it. I think that it's a stupid concept. I think that, in fact, it might be how some others say it. It might be non-existent. This colorism thing. How can it be? How can like how can it be colorism? Like when and shout out to Mr. Fantastic. I heard him make this talking point a long time ago. I mean, I could take the credit for all the talking points I made, but I like to shout out Manosphere guys for our intelligence rather than the fact that we are kind of hated in this space of YouTube. But he made the comment that really there can't be any real colorism because the archetype for your average black person is dark skin. Like, well, I would say more of a brown hue, like closer to like a chocolate color, like a milk chocolate color. Um, yeah, I'm like brown skin. I would like this is what I grew up with. I grew up thinking every time I thought of a black person, black man or black woman, I thought of someone that was brown skinned. Like light skin, like I ain't gonna even lie to you. Light skin was like a new thing to me when I hit like maybe sixth or seventh grade. The first time I really started paying attention to like really yellowish light skinned people. Like it was a new concept, but it's like the last thing that ever crossed my mind was that they are better than me because they had lighter skin. Like I say, I just don't get that. I feel like that is somewhat of a form of victimization. Is the whole thing that some like I would say on the dark skin side of it. They say that light skinned people are closer to, I guess, Caucasian complexion, so they get preferential treatment. Which like I still like I said, I to me it just does not exist like that. It just in the world that I live in. Like it's just I think that people use colorism to cover up or the social construct of colorism to cover up other things that they may be feeling. Like excuse me, let me take a sip of water. Like they might be covering up quite a few insecurities, and it's like it's a sad thing for me to see because excuse me, black people are kind of fractured, and I feel like that the whole colorist thing is just another instrument to fracture us even further. I try to look at it from like a normal person's perspective. If there's a psychologist out there somewhere, feel free to come on the panel and explain this phenomenon of colorism to me. Yeah, so yeah, let me see who's in the chat. Let me give some shout outs. I think I already called Black Light Revelations. What's going on? Andre Lewis, LaShawn Jefferson, uh, greetings, everyone, and the people watching. And make sure as you're coming in, please hit that like button. And if you are not a subscriber and you're watching this broadcast, please go below the screen and hit the subscribe button. So these broadcasts are pretty long. If you do if you do sit through the entirety of the broadcast, you the goat to me. But you can always, these are the kind of broadcasts that go on, and you can always leave and come back. But yeah, this particular broadcast, I'm gonna talk about my perspective on this thing that people like to call colorism. And although different people have had different experiences, I think it's ridiculous. Absalom Payanki, shout out to you, brother. Okay, this is hmm, I don't know, I'm just gonna talk about some of the things that I hear, because this colorism thing, um, if you look at it from a social media aspect, when we are on social media because we are on YouTube, most of the comments I've observed and the accusations and the finger pointing about colorism is that black men are colorists. That it's just the usual BS. We are the self haters. We prefer light skinned women. And you know what? The strange part about it is these comments are always coming from women. I mean, you have your occasional simp that will go along with that, but is if it is if you like a light skinned woman, or you prefer light skinned women and you're a dark skinned man, that boils down to preference. That doesn't mean, like, and I'm speaking, because these comments, they come from females mostly. It's like it's almost like they equate that, like, to, okay, since I said it and I said that a guy said it, you have to believe that this is something that you have to put on black men. I don't ever hear black men say I date light skinned chicks because dark skinned chicks are ugly. In all seriousness. Now, if you've ever heard someone say that, then I mean, still you can't fault somebody for preference. That's like calling a white girl racist because she doesn't date black guys. Can you really call her racist when it or do you call it a preference? Like, every time I've heard that, unless I hear her saying something overtly racist, I would chalk that up to preference. If a white girl would walk up to me and say, I don't like black guys, I would not be offended by it. Period. Because, I mean, I look at it this way: you're not going to be invited to everyone's party. If a woman thinks I'm too dark for her or whatever, then I'm too dark for her. But I'm not going to cry on a pillow every night and expect her to change her mind about it. Shit. She has an issue with that. The fact of the matter is, we got to get out of this mindset like everybody's supposed to like us. Yeah, it's kind of annoying at the end of the day. It's like I don't know, and I don't mean to be insensitive. Insensitivity is never my intention, but brutal honesty is my intention. I think it's whiny shit. At the end of the day, I think some people are just trying to find a way to victimize themselves and try to further the racism narrative with themselves, because everybody always finds these ways to depart from racism. And I just don't get it. I don't. I really don't. It's racism in the black community. That's like all of our fight. And to try to further break it down is because I'm this, is because I'm that. You know, black men, yeah, I do admit we do have struggles, and a lot of things are because we're black men, and you can see that in your everyday world. But real to me, the brothers, they acknowledge that, the leaders at least, we acknowledge that we're all in this thing together. What really annoys me is when people try to separate themselves based on really superficial things like, oh, my skin is a little bit darker or whatever. I think it really started with, I would say, I don't know, I would say, and this is kind of old. This is going to go past some of the audience's ages or whatever. I mean, I got a lot of people that are around 40 plus, pretty good 40 plus following. But like, I remember how much we made fun of Michael Jackson when he got his skin lightening procedures. I remember that, and we all said it's because he didn't want to be black. It's because he wanted to be white, and this was coming from the archetype, the archetype black person. We all said it. I remember being a kid saying it. Shout out to my habitual line stepper brother Donnie. Long live the habitual line steppers. Yeah, we scoffed at that kind of thing. We denounced that kind of thing when you didn't want to be it, but if you were born as such, we didn't fault you for that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. My first three crushes as a living as a dark skinned black guy, I'm talking about my very first three crushes with females. All three of them were light skinned. Yeah, Donnie just said. Donnie just said about Michael Jackson is because he had vitiligo. He had to bleach it. Yeah, vitiligo is pretty bad. I mean, I've seen people with vitiligo, and the way Michael Jackson's skin was colored, you probably can't believe it. I don't think that he. Yeah, but then the nose thing, yeah, because for real though, lighting that Michael Jackson up, I don't know. It's the lot. I'm kind of lost on that one, but he had like he lightened his skin, and then he had all this other surgery done to, I guess, match the skin tone or whatever. But that's all in how you perceive things. Let me check out this LaShawn Jefferson. Crap, when females friends on you and screwed up beyond you touching her, swears some female marked the. Okay, are you drinking? I don't know, man. Yeah, y'all keep it simple, man. It's the beginning of the broadcast, so I gotta warm up into thinking. but let me read this. Black Light Revelations 2, LMAO. For some of us who don't know what some of these acronyms mean, that means laughing my ass off. Black men are quote unquote colorist, but women drooling over Shamar Moore isn't colorist. The double standards are what get me. Yeah, I was gonna make this point about Drake later on. Well, Drake made light skin popular for a while, but I don't know. Bad hombre. Can I make a comment about divesting, please? Okay, that's what the chat is for. As long as YouTube doesn't do anything to it, go ahead. And as long as you don't, and y'all get comment down there. Just keep it respectful. Don't do the all caps thing, because I don't want YouTube bots here. I mean, shit. There are many elements interested in what black men are being brutally honest about. So, I keep it as brutally honest as possible. But I also do understand that it's not called KevTube, it's YouTube. So, Uh, yeah. So, yeah. Go ahead. Uh, Terrence Forrest Jr. Colorism is fabrication of the imagination of individuals that don't love themselves. Black women are looking for other men other than black men. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, because I mean, I would say the women that I've seen complain about colorism, they all had funky attitudes, and they all chalked it up to, they all chalked up their rest and be faces to how they were perceived as dark skinned people. And I would often say, was this around other black people, or are you worried about another group of people perceiving you as such? Because they're gonna think how they want to think anyway. I mean, it's just I don't like it when people try to bring other groups into our thought processes and bring other groups' opinions of us into the table. So if it's, I would say if it's pale people that believe this, pilgrims, as Rogish Billmonger says, then you got to chalk it up that they kind of racist anyway if they're going to think anything of dark skinned black people. I mean, but if there's no oppressive system behind it, then what is the problem? I remember going through all kinds of walks of life and people called me black ass. I mean, but like I say, I didn't let it affect me to the point where I just started to hate light skinned people. I guess that is who I am. That's just my ability to deal with such. I'm not going to I'm not going to say I'm going to hate someone because they're light skinned, or think that they are better positioned in life because they are light skinned, or they got this approval of the ruling class because they are light skinned. Because when people use that colorism argument, that's what they're talking about. It boils down to that same bullshit, acting like that uh, uh more so. The opinion is that somehow light skinned people have privilege. Okay, Kareem Henry, what's your opinion on Ti and Tiny? Do you think they will be brought up on charges? I'm not real hip on the Ti and Tiny situation. Like, let me put the comment up so just for visuals. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not really like versed into Ti Tiny situation. I hear that they were sex trafficking people allegedly. Um, you got to be until solid evidence comes up, because we live in this Me Too era. Like, we're becoming more privy to wanting solid evidence. Present. I'm sorry. So when solid evidence comes up, then I will assess whatever's happening. But this word of mouth bullshit, we got to be careful with that, because I do believe that a group of people can get together, communicate, and come up with some elaborate story to take some people down. But if they are guilty, they should pay for it. I honestly believe it. But if it was all chalked up to their human choice to do that shit, then like people need to stop playing victim all the goddamn time. That's what I think. That's what I basically think. A shout out to Stoic One. Uh, Thanks for showing up. But you know, yeah, I'm gonna get to the part where I believe that colorism is just a bullshit argument. I think that is a bunch of insecure people with sour attitudes. Now, if you are proud of your black skin, uh, that's not insecure. Like, yeah, I'm proud. Like, I'm proud to be this skin tone. Me personally, I'm proud to be a darker skin tone. There's no confusion there. Just so there's no confusion. Oh, Sheet, we here in the house. Sheet, we here is in the building. D Rock Den, Ufa Kamikaze 1. Uh, Shout out to all of you. Thanks for joining. And I'm going to remind you, as all of you are walking in, please hit that like button And for the non-subscribers, please go ahead and subscribe. Gonna have a good little conversation on colorism tonight. Uh, yeah, I just don't think that the argument. I think one of the arguments is like that. Man, I'm just saying it from a black man. What I'm just saying it from a what black men have been accused of. Um, we've been accused of not finding dark skinned women attractive. Basically, that's what we find light skinned women more attractive. So basically, you're telling me if hmm Bria Miles, if Bria Miles and present day Raven Simone was standing in front of me, that I'm predisposed to choosing Raven Simone because Raven Simone is light skinned and ignore Bria Miles' fine ass. Think about that logic for a second. The finer, more chocolate sister, I'm supposed to pass her up because Raven Simone, who let herself go a little while back, is light skinned. So to all of you people that think that actually makes sense, I got 5 words for you. Get the fuck out of here. Please. 3 more words. Have a seat. Seriously. Like seriously, that's bullshit logic. Seriously. I mean, see, look at Halle Berry. Oh yeah. That wall hit them. That wall hit them dark skinned and light skinned alike. Let me do something real quick for y'all. Let me do something real quick for y'all. I'm gonna prove to y'all that colorism really isn't an issue in any damn thing. But hold on one second. Show y'all something real quick. Little video I did a while back. Now, what I want y'all to notice in this video is that there are women of all shades that are in this. And the one fact about these women is that no matter what skin complexion they were, it didn't stop them from hitting the wall. So one moment. One moment. Let me cue this up real quick. Nope, that's not it. Kev, you have to do better. Let me see. Just give me a moment. Hope all of you are having a stellar weekend. There it is. There it is. Black Light Revelations, you crazy man. Said light skinned linebackers are real. All right. So I mean, I did this video like basically to not only to highlight the talents of the singing, but to as a warning sign, basically, because I care. Yeah. So show you this video real quick. I should do my homework on how to share video StreamYard. So all right, just sit back. Just notice some of the faces, and really, honestly, for real, is the wall is indiscriminate. The wall doesn't say, well, she light skinned, so I'll give her a little time for her to run into me. No, the wall affects them all, and and, and, and you know what can make you hit the wall faster? All this complaining and victimhood about colorism. So just sit back and enjoy the video.
All I wanna know, you're right. What you wanna do?
I'm fucking getting out the car. No, you're not.
Look at that. First girl show up. The light skin. Team light skin. and I think she's single. Like, I'm sure that dark skinned brothers are lining up around the corner to not be with this crazy bit, But anyway, let me continue with the video.
Girl, what you wanna do tonight?
Something to me
I
as a
said,
heterosexual man told me.
What you wanna do tonight? Night. What you wanna do tonight? Yeah. What you wanna do tonight? Yeah. What you wanna do tonight? Yeah. What you wanna do tonight? The lights down low. What you wanna do tonight? I said, turn the lights down low. What you wanna do tonight? Yeah, 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 yeah. I said, what you wanna do tonight? What you wanna do tonight, girl? What you wanna do tonight? Turn the lights down low, girl. What you wanna do tonight?
Okay. All right. See, here's the point that I was trying to make in showing you that video. Number one, if you haven't seen it yet, then just kind of slightly petty. But like it doesn't discriminate. Look, it wasn't like I use all dark skinned women, even though there was enough dark skinned women to use it all. But it's just like that wall doesn't discriminate. That wall doesn't say light skin, dark skin. That wall just say, hey, you know what? Some things are just not meant for certain people. That's what that was what a female told pre-marriage me. Some things are just not meant for certain people, Kevin. We'll discuss relationships and all that stuff. And both of us are married today, so our pessimism back then when it went for bullshit. But I mean, but what all I'm trying to say basically is like look, okay, you got dark skin, you got caramel skin, you got light skin and famously single right here. Does it matter what goddamn complexion they are? Really? Does it? I know it's gonna hurt some of you to hear that, but with some of you, maybe it's just your attitude. Period. It's just your attitude. If you are a nice, agreeable, feminine woman who keeps herself in pretty decent shape and doesn't piss off everybody or seem pissed off because somebody said you look like you ate a jelly donut this morning, yeah, then everything should be okay. We as men, since you're gonna accuse like us black men of being the ones that, you know, are the colorists per se, then let black men take charge of the narrative and tell you that it's bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Like the movie say, bullshit. Like it doesn't matter. It's as long as she's a little decent and doesn't have a completely horrible attitude, we ain't worried about the shade of skin. That's not a man problem. What y'all need to do is own that shit because I see colorism coming from women more than anyone. Period. What's it like when they get mad with a guy? What's the first thing they attack? The color of his skin, how he look, his like with me, and with me has always been dark skin. And you know what? I didn't cry myself to sleep in the pool when somebody said it. I was like, oh well, another insult. Numb to it. I've been like Like I've been around this roasting thing ever since I was like what 7 or 8. Like we even tried to do a form of roasting in 7 or 8, and we did the black we did black jokes. We called each other black ass, your black old black ass dude. We even nicknamed the dude Moon Rock. But it didn't traumatize the people. It didn't traumatize us. We saw it as fun. We're not right now. Y'all use that stuff in victimhood campaigns. I wish somebody would. I, I wish somebody would call somebody a moon rock today because they dark skinned. They put that shit on Twitter. Today, somebody put called me a moon rock. It's a shame that our people feel this way about each other with this self hate. And then you have probably about 118 people like that shit. Just saying, it's ridiculous. All right. Shout out to Arms, Megadon, Kareem Henry, James Earl Moans. What's going on? Tell you what, I'm finna drop this link. Y'all ain't gotta come up immediately, but fuck it. I mean, black men are accused of being colorist, and it's just a ridiculous fucking thing. Shoot. So I'm here to set the record straight. I'm always here to set the record straight. I'm not the appointed spokesperson for black men, but hey, if there are some ears that's listening, I'm willing to give a good word if I can. So why are black men accused of being colorists? It's the same projection that we face in every other narrative that is against black men. It's another way of of some women victimizing and demoralizing themselves and putting everything over themselves just to cover up for the personal relationship problems or personal attitude problems that may exist within themselves. Like, when they say black men, oh, you prefer white women, all this because, you hate your mom or whatever. Or you prefer fat white women, or you prefer light skinned women. There's always somebody telling you what you prefer. I think I said this last night. If I see a social media post with a woman saying, start out saying, well, black men be thinking this, or I seen a few black men, or I automatically know it's projection. Automatically. It's automatic projection because it's not backed up by any fact. Then they may get that one occasional screenshot or, use that celebrity example or whatever. Like, they love trying to use Kevin Hart. I remember a long time ago, somebody used Kendrick Lamar and his woman. I'm like, God damn, stay the fuck off people's nuts. Shout out to Sister George. Long live the habitual lion steppers. Like, get off these dudes nuts. It's like one or two people. Shit. Most black people I see black people with all shades of black people. Like when I go out in the public, because the general public is vastly different than the internet. It's like you go in any local Walmart, you will see dark-skinned couples with each other, all shapes and all sizes, in all kinds of classes. All right, thanks for the super chat, D-Rock Den. Yeah, even like I don't know. I guess I don't know. I guess Dave Chappelle has since disavowed the Chappelle Show. But maybe he made a mistake when he portrayed Rick James as kind of a colorist, I would say, because because he was calling Charlie Murphy darkness. Like, what does that colorism right there? I don't know. We got to joke on ourselves sometime. Sister George, my habitual line stepper sister, thank you for the super chat. Because the end of the month is tomorrow. But I appreciate the support, though. Any the little support, the support that I get on this channel, great or small, is awesome, and I really appreciate that. So thank you for the super chat, sister. Okay, LaShawn Jefferson, you must be having a conversation down there. But I don't know. Anyway, um, well, if colorist is an issue anywhere, like I said, it's not with the it's not with the men. And I've heard some stories from women, and I know I'm just doing the same thing that I just said that women do when they do social media posts. Oh, I heard these men said this, these men said that, but I mean, shit. I mean, from my personal observation, I think that the colorist thing is more with the women. Shoot, I mean, I don't know. It's like if you've been on social media enough, you've seen those videos. Like I saw a video a while back, and somebody might remember this where they was making the two look like I guess it was like some aunties or some friends or something. They were they made the dark skinned little girl jump the light skinned little girl. I also had a neighbor whose daughter was getting into fights at school, and I would talk to her. I was like, why she keep getting in fights and stuff? I mean, is she hostile? She keep pushing. She just like she just been going around with a fist balled up, case a motherfucker start something. I mean, she's like she went through the same thing I went to. Like, and I'm sorry to say, both of them were like red bone. Uh, Sit tight, fellas. But but yeah, shoot, it's a shame. It's a shame, but like I don't know, with a man like me, I like women of all shades. Like I've said earlier that my first three crushes when I was a kid were all light skinned girls. My fourth crush was a dark skinned girl. Was a dark skinned girl, and I always had wondered if I would like a dark skinned girl because I had like three light skinned girls in a row. Then it was a dark skin one. Then it was a kind of a brown skin one. There was another dark skin one. So I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, I had already determined for myself. I just like women. you know, that's what it is. I just preferred women. Whatever did it for me at the time, and that goes for most men. Uh, that's what it is. It was called preference. Is what I preferred. If I'd have ended up with a light skinned woman, it doesn't mean I hate my mother. Does that mean that's just what I was attracted to at the time? All right, panelists. Here's how we're gonna do this. First, she was the first one to get here. Then Coffee. Then Kareem. So introduce yourselves and tell me what you think of the topic. She, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. And I just want to start off by saying I ain't shit for watching that video. I've been hanging out with Donnie too long, man. All the women, bruh. I'm like, bruh, when you start showing the women, I'm over here crying, laughing, man. And then the little song you had in the background too, man. I was cracking up.
Yeah, up and coming R&B artist.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, I feel the same way with this colorist stuff, man. We kind of try to push it to the light as being something, dealing with the what is it? The slave complex, this I guess the slave thing what we do with the slave master, always being the light skinned people in the house, dark skinned people in the field. So we took it upon ourselves to, push it within
You
our own
talking?
households.
You talking about Willie Lynch stuff now?
Yeah, yeah. So it's funny how people go off of that. Go ahead.
No, many people feel that Willie Lynch is a conspiracy theory, but it when you read the letter, it makes so much sense in a sad way. Like
Yeah.
they do like what you just mentioned, like the light skinned people more in the house and the dark skinned people are in the field. Just more separation. But then again, if that were the case, that is not really. that is not really originated with our group of people. It originated with them. And if you acknowledge that, you also acknowledge that that was very divisive, and you have a chance to do something about it. You have a choice not to feel that way on your own.
Yeah, and it's just crazy how we adapted that into our society. So well, we take shots at each other about the color of the skin. I mean, just like you said. I mean, when it came down to it, I like dark skinned women because the skin be glistening, but that doesn't mean I'm going. What I'm saying, look at the light skinned woman like ew, yucky or something. Like I'm going. Hey, women is women. You know.
Yeah, yeah, whatever you have a taste for at the time. that's what
Yeah.
that's what I say. Some guys
Exactly.
go through life dating dark skinned women and end up marrying a yellow bone. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about Danny Lay's situation in a second, and and for the record, before all of this, I really haven't paid attention to who Danny Lay is, but but go ahead. We got
No, you
go
can
ahead.
go ahead.
Yeah. Well, coffee was next. What's going on?
What's up, Coffee Nino here on the panel? Thank you for letting me come up on the subject. I've been trying to stay down in the chat, but sometimes I come up. Anyway, for all three of us being darker skinned men, you got to kind of like have tough skin. Growing up, you would have that where people say, "Oh man, you dark, you black, go back to Africa." So it starts there, like me growing up, and I've said this several times. Uh, my friends and my brothers, and man, you better go get that light skinned girl. She pretty, big old booty, long hair, and that's what we often, went after. So I didn't see it like that, but when I grew up, it was just like, how can I put it? It was just like, that's just what the cards kept laying, light skinned women. But didn't mean that I didn't want a darker one. Didn't mean that I was against darker skinned women. So yeah, it's just your preference. But there's a big difference between having a preference and being flat out stupid. Even black men, we do play on the skin tone thing too. But, we talking about women here. I can't think it's more of a
You can
preference.
talk about it from whatever angle you see fit. I mean, it ain't it ain't like it's just about talking about women. But
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
but
I really try to talk about it from a man's perspective, and I also talked about it. I also talk about things from what I observed from women growing up and in my experiences, and I try not to sound like I'm completely full of shit, but it's just for me, colorism is just a stupid concept. I think we are all black. I think that is if a person does if a light skinned girl didn't like me based on the fact that I was darker skinned, I really wouldn't think anything of it. I wouldn't be like, oh, you think you're better than me because I'm dark skinned. Because at the boil down at the end of the day is how I feel about me. I can't give that responsibility to someone else. And I think that we get too caught up in giving that responsibility to other people for them to feel a certain way about us, to validate us. And I think that, for it's kind of a weak look. I mean, weak is a strong word to use for any of you who actually went through uh, anything inside of your home. Like that you might have got ridiculed for being darker than the other siblings. Like family do that to each other.
you
Fam,
right.
fam, huh?
I say you right.
Yeah, family do that to each other. But what's happening is, and you hear this quite often as far as modern day, as opposed to it used to be back in the day, people are getting really, really sensitive. I have to be careful with that because sensitive these days is subjective.
No, but I tell you, they all have been sensitive for a long time. They're just now really coming out with it. And I continue to say that the newer generation is totally different from, back then. So they go on, things like that, colors, skin tone, weight, workout, But back on the topic of, the light skin, dark skin issue, there was a time in the 90s, well, in the 1980s, the light skinned brothers were in. And then they turned around when Nino Brown came out on New Jack City. Was it New Jack City?
I don't know, but yeah, it was New Jack City, Nino Brown. But I know what you mean. Like
Mhm.
it was like Al B. Sure, Christopher Williams, like light skinned brothers was in full force. I was like, and it's just it was just the way it was. But
Yeah,
I
but when
mean,
Nino,
but guys like R. Kelly and Tupac brought it back though.
yeah, yeah.
But like I said, it still wasn't an issue to me. It just wasn't. I think it's stupid. I really do, to try to make that differentiation because oh man, I struggle more because I'm darker than I just I'm sorry
Yeah,
about
but you had to have tough skin, man. And, a lot of people, and today, a lot of women say light skinned men are back in. I hear women say that. And the light skinned dudes do play on that skin tone thing a whole lot. If he ain't a real dude and he ain't down to earth, he might play on it.
Hey, but here's let me we didn't. I don't think that black men in particular, we didn't come up with the phrase tall, dark, and handsome. We didn't come up with that. What they try to say is that men don't have to worry about colorism because being dark is a masculine trait. That it's better for men to be dark than women on any day. Now, I do think that is a stupid assessment because I've seen some very dark, like some dark skinned attractive sisters. I really have some they're very attractive, very beautiful, got really nice bodies, very toned bodies, and it did not make a difference to me whether they were dark skinned or not. The problem is with that is I think that some these people are like the ones that complain about colorism are just trying to cover up the fact that they have sour attitudes. Kareem Henry, what's going on? Because it seemed like you have another profile going in and out. Is that you? But go ahead and introduce yourself. I think this is your first time on the panel. Kareem, going once, going twice. Okay, all right. This show is about we want to discuss our perspectives on colorism. As you can see, that we have some people on the panel as of right now. And for those of you watching in the chat and in the audience, if you haven't on the way in, please do hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. All right. Now. See, Kareen, are you there? Are you trying to speak? Okay. All right. So let me
Like I
somebody.
always say, on Roger Channel, when they don't be talking, they out there making sandwiches, man. They over there making sandwiches.
Okay. Oh, shoot. Yeah, they might be getting ready to strap in for a second.
Yeah, they're getting a snack so they can enjoy the show.
Okay. Cool. 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 Yep, and then we're near completion of our first hour, so some cool stuff. Yeah, so let me see something real quick. Let's check this out. See how many likes I got. Bear me. Oh, 36 likes. We got 50 watching, but we got 36 likes. Go ahead and get those likes up, please. All
Hey man,
right.
stop being stubborn now. Come on now, hit the like button.
Hit
It's
that like
stubborn,
button.
man. They
All
want
right.
the
So,
entertainment, but they don't want to put in no work.
all right. So, anyone answer this question? Why are black men accused of colorism?
The insecurity of some black women, I've been accused of it a whole lot,
Why?
you
Why,
because my ex-wife uh, was Latina, you know.
Another reason why you should not. Oh, sorry.
It looked like somebody coming up twice, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they look like they're trying to work out something. So we'll just when they're ready to speak, they can speak. Kareem, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm trying to sort my internet out. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, okay,
So
well,
I'll come back. I'll drop down and come back.
okay, all right. Well, you got two profiles up here though, right?
Yeah, no, I don't know what happened. Like the internet is going crazy today.
Okay,
All right, so I'll drop down and restart, reboot or whatever.
okay.
She probably got a profile on her phone and on her computer.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that's those were the issues that I had, man. You know, and it just so happened that every even you can see it in even family members when you bring your woman to the cookout. You know, oh, there he go with another light skinned girl.
Family members have a tendency to do that, man. But I mean, sometimes it be love, man. Sometimes you can do without that shit. But family is family.
Yeah, it be the women, but the thing is, most of the females are light skinned in my family.
Yeah, but you know what though? Women don't understand that they can have a significant impact in their child's life when they do that kind of thing. And I know we do have a social media movement of women that try to deny their impact like that, but it is what it is. Little girls can get affected in a negative way because of that, and that is no joke. That is no joke, and I don't like to take the blame for shit that I'm not responsible for.
And you know what you're talking has been proven because you know they have it in all studies. They had a show called "For Color Girls," and it's on the internet, and they were doing a thing about it was just a whole bunch of darker skinned women that were upset about the light skin issue and growing up saying they could never get a boyfriend because they were dark. However, they came and did a light skin version of it too. Did you see that? Think she would have made him a sandwich too.
Nah, nah, I ain't see it.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah,
I
but
ain't see it though.
yeah, they did a doll test on the little dark skinned girls to say which one is the best. And when
Yeah, I seen it.
she pointed to the right one, to the white one.
Yeah,
And
the doll test, but don't you think that might be a bit of that one's tough to explain because that to me that's learned behavior. Like, how does the child get the idea to pick the white person? Unless they've been like the one thing that I think could be happening is a lot of television and the images that are presented on TV.
and
It
it
could
also
be that.
started in the home too, because you know, if you got daughters and your daughters are dark like you, don't go buy her a white Barbie or just buy her a mixture of them, you know?
Oh, Arms Megadon makes an interesting point. My darker male relatives and I would get beat for misbehaving, but the excuse to not hit the light skinned males in my family was because they will show bruises. Hmm.
Damn. It ain't funny, but what?
Oh, that's sad. Actually, I mean, the solution would be to stop beating the darker skinned relatives. I would say, if you're afraid that bruises will show up on the lighter skinned males, then don't beat the darker males. I mean, what's good was whatever you do with the lighter skinned males, you can do it with the darker skinned males. Now, I don't agree with that at all. I don't, and like I said, the impact of adult family members can have on the younger ones.
Well, I put it this way, like my dad would not pop my sister as hard as he would pop me. She would get a tap, but I get the shit beat out of me.
Well,
So
that could be the fact that male female. It's like,
yeah, but it I don't think it was because of lighter skin, darker skin, but it's somewhat in the same way that this gentleman just put it in his whole sentence, his whole statement. It was somewhat like that too, because she a girl, you don't want her to have bruises on her.
Okay, you were applying the context of gender to the light skin. I get it. I get it. So yeah. But I was, I would say that I would probably, me and the other two boys in our family, we got it, but we just grew up that way. I never thought of it as, I mean, me and my oldest brother, we were darker than my brother right above me and my sister, but we got more whoopings than my sister, but I didn't care about that. At the end of the day, is it just was what it was. But I mean, like, I don't know. I could tell you that I dated a woman that told me that she had developed a complex because her lighter skinned cousins, female cousins, would get preferential treatment in the family as opposed to her. And what I never understood is, why is that never addressed when female relatives do it to the younger females in their family?
And right there, that's learned behavior, because my grandmother on my father's side, she was a high yellow woman, and my grandfather was dark with nice wavy hair, and she would tell the women of the sons, I mean, the women, well, her sons, my father and everybody else, in the family, the boys, wives, hey, don't put that baby out in the sun. We don't want her to get darker. So, that kind of thing too, growing up, you see that. And even in my family now, it is, especially in California, it is ran through the whole family, you know, to where, they've done that to even the lighter skinned men in our family.
I don't know. I just is yeah. I just don't. I don't know. I just am not a person that is a fan of that kind of thing, because I just really honestly feel like I don't want black people to divide themselves further. I mean, when I think of this context, I think of people being divided by neighborhoods, by schools, by cities, in some cases by gang affiliations, by churches, by, let me see, man, it's so much dividing us that we don't think about, and then we want to paint this colorism brush too.
And
Oh,
the crazy part too, Kevin, you will find a person that has a mixed child. Believe it or not, the mixed child catch hell for being mixed, but they don't know that the black side of the family praise them more for being, lighter skin, and oh, she's pretty, he's
well,
nice,
is,
precious,
but is there any excuse for that, to treat somebody worse because you think they're getting treated better? It's like a demented way of offering balance. I always say it, and then I always try to stick up for mixed children too, because like we would call mixed children confused. And how do mixed children feel when they hear a person who is quote unquote all the way black say that they're confused? That's demoralizing.
and that's true, but it happens because out here they try to make it where they have a community for mixed children, because uh, they often say that the father leaves the white woman, because you see more black men with white women, and like your topic yesterday, the black women are not leaving the white men, but the black men are leaving the white women.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Um, Wow.
Wow, wow, Kareem. So you straight over there?
Yeah, I'm straight now. I'm sorry about that earlier. I guess I don't know what happened with the StreamYard thing.
All right, so you got the floor.
Yeah, I think it exists. I think two things could happen. I think yes, some people use it as a clutch. They do. But it happens in our community. I mean, maybe it didn't happen to you, you know. Not everything don't happen to everybody, but it does happen in our community. I mean, I've said this on other shows. I'm not gonna bring up other people's content creators on your shows, but I've said it on other panels that bleaching cream, um bleaching cream wouldn't be where it has if colorism doesn't exist. Why are people buying these bleaching creams if there's no colorism? You know, um. So for us to say it doesn't exist, it's kind of like us being not not being honest. We've been
Hey, but
disingenuous.
okay, well here's the thing. Colorism is the act of someone doing it onto you, right?
No, it's
No,
the
no, 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 no.
it,
Listen to me, because that skin bleaching thing, that's more of a self thing. Colorism is how others perceive you. That
okay,
that
but
that, that skin bleaching thing, that's how you perceive yourself. If you're not pleased with the color of your skin and you change it, some people perceive that as self hate.
okay, yeah, it's a form of self hate. But listen, they believe that if they're lighter skinned, that they'll be treated better. So that's why they're buying the bleaching cream to bleach their skin. I
So
mean, it's
what?
all over Africa. It's all over the Caribbean. I'm Caribbean. They bleach their skin like crazy. So come on, for us to say that it's not a real thing. I mean, like I said, maybe you need to do a little bit more research because it is real. I mean, you guys are doing it as preference, this preference, that. Okay, you have your preference. That's fine. Everyone has their preference. I will acknowledge that preference part is really. I don't think they. I should. I think we should take the preference thing out of it and look at why the self hate. Like a lot of women do it to themselves. A lot of black women perpetuate it. Yes, a lot of families. It happens to kids and the families. You know.
And
Um.
not only, not to cut you off, but not only could, because I know about Caribbean families and African families a whole lot. You know,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
part of that,
deep.
and even the men in the reggae artists, they bleach.
Yeah, Vibe Cartel, big known. He bleaches his skin. He's a big time reggae artist. Like for the last what 20, 15, 20 years, and he bleaching his skin. Sammy Sosa, the basketball player. Now he's a basketball football. Is that what was he?
Baseball,
Baseball.
baseball.
Sorry. Didn't he just bleach off his skin? Dark skin, nice looking man, and then he just bleach off his skin looking like a ghost.
But that doesn't even that. But that sounds like more like self hate to me, though.
Yeah, but
It's
Yeah,
like
that's a part of the
what? Why
colorism.
are they
That's
doing
due
it?
to the
What,
colorism because they
colorism
big
of
up.
what? Colorism of
Listen,
what? How's this colorism being delivered?
listen.
Let's talk about that.
They
see,
perceive
correct.
lighter skinned people as better and they get treated better. Therefore, they bleach their skin to be accepted in the community because if they're
But
lighter, they feel like they'll be better.
who
And
treats
that's
like
because of the
who are these
colorism.
people?
The
Correct.
people who do it, the bleach their skin, the women, the men that are bleaching their skin.
But Kareem, you looking at it from that angle, true. What we're saying is they're accepting that this is what they need to do. So it's
But
something that is taught.
yes,
Go ahead.
but to say it doesn't exist, you guys are saying it doesn't exist. It's just women being stupid and delusional. But listen, yes, some women are using it as a clutch. I do agree with that part. Some women need to compete. I do agree with that. I'm not. I accept that some people are just not pretty enough, and they like a prettier girl, and they pick a prettier girl, and they take it as colorism. No, that's not what is. That's one. That's a person being foolish. That's like a superficial thing. I am talking about more deeper with the children, how the children are, people do that to their kids in their community and the families, like the grandparents will do it, or if there's a lighter skin, they prefer the lighter skin child, grandchild to the darker skin child. It happens. Yeah, you may not say it happened in your community or your family, but it happens in other people's family. So those things are deep. So it doesn't have anything to do with a boy picking you or uh calling you names in school. That's your family doing that to you. So how do you go on in life if your family is treating you like that?
Well, you can decide all of that for yourself.
Okay.
I mean, how much weight do you put on what other people think as far as how you
But
proceed from day to day in your
but people think people put up people say, oh, don't care what people think. But hello, this whole world cares what people think. Why we on social media? Why we doing all these things if we don't care what people think? We do.
life? What? But it's like this. You're thinking of colorism from like a family aspect. I'm talking about how have you been discriminated on as a darker skinned person?
Like I said, I said I don't feel like I've experienced it. I don't feel like I experienced it, but I know people who feel like they can't, as a dark skinned person, they're not perceived as good enough, you
Hey,
know.
correct. It's
So,
it's it's it's
you
nothing
know.
against you. It's nothing against you. But
No,
when
no, no, it's not
anytime,
against me. I'm
no, no,
just
no. I'm
saying
just,
my
I'm just, I'm
opinion.
just, I'm just saying this because every time I hear the word feeling, I have to do this.
I know the feel.
Ah!
I know you're gonna do. Okay, okay, fine. Let's not use feelings. Let's use
Okay, but
perceive,
see, this
right?
is this.
Perceive,
Okay, perceive. But this is the thing.
perceive.
People perceive people to be a certain degree. See, what we're saying is when it comes to colorism, when it comes to men, we don't care if you're dark skinned or light skinned because we're not looking for the dark skin, light skin. We're looking for the thing that you
Good.
have that we want to get from you. Now,
Okay.
when it comes to
Hmm.
certain men, they do have preference because they in their feelings and they want to act that way, but most majority of the men are not looking at women to that degree. If you want a woman, you want a woman. Just like when a woman she wants a man, she wants a man. Now, when she get to a certain degree where she want a light skinned man for kids or she have certain preferences, that's it. But when it comes down to it, if you're looking at it from a colorism standpoint, it's what you perceive colorism is. I mean, we can say it all day that colorism exists and it don't exist, but like you said in the families and people bleaching, that's because they think as if I bleach my skin and be lighter, people will accept me. It's not nothing that everybody, when it comes down to it, everybody's saying light skin is better. That's what most people are saying. When it comes down to it, we've been taught that light skin is better. We've been told light skin is better. That's not really the case. Because if that was the case, when no dark skinned people get married.
I know.
Am I right?
I listen. I know that. I know that some people are gonna be attracted to darker skinned people, or caramel color, whatever, lighter, whatever the shades are, because it's different. We have all have different shades, right? That's my thing is though, when a lot of guys say, oh, they're just mad because they pick a light skinned chick instead of you, or you're not competing because you're fat and the light skin is skinny. But if they pick two fat girls, they both fat, and one is dark skin and one light skin, they're gonna pick the light skin one. So it's like that's what people feel like. A lot of women feel like that. And
I
okay, feelings is wrong. Perceive that. A lot of women perceive
I
that.
feel
perceive per, perceive that's how guys, at least black guys, that black guys, um
well, you're looking from guys, like I said, from that standpoint, but the perception is with certain guys, they're going to pick the better option. You know, it doesn't matter about the color when you're picking the better option. You know,
I
and
think
I
for
mean,
you
if,
guys, I think for you guys who are in this
yeah,
room may do that. I think you guys who are some of the guys in the comments, but I think overall, like if you would really rate black men and rate them, and if it could be a blind study. I don't know how a blind
it,
study would work with
okay,
colorism, but you know what I
let
mean.
me,
I think
let,
they would pick the light skinned girl. If
you,
like
you,
everything was
you've
the same,
heard
I think they
this.
would pick the light skinned girl.
You've heard this on Roger's channel. Now, when it comes down to it, when a man want to have sex, whether it be guys from this space or throughout, they're not turning down women just
No,
because of the color of their skin. Am
no,
I
they're
right?
not. No, they're not. But okay, like in Africa, I've heard this that they said in Africa. I'm just using this as a quick example. Some women say the reason why they're bleaching their skin is because the men they're picked to marry light skin or lighter skinned women. Now, sleep with fine. Oh, you whatever. Sex is sex. They will sleep with any body men. Men like men, women. So whatever, right? But to
Yeah.
pick to marry, they feel that they have to be lighter skinned to get married.
And that's because the westernized world is coming over there and enforcing the same taught traditions over here. They're doing it over there because ultimately, like when you go to those countries, they pick the more plumper women, you know, because they feel if they got a little weight on them, they good, they can carry babies and all type of other stuff. And over here, we look at complete opposite. We want
No, I
women
think
that
I
are,
think I think Black American guys like women with shape. I don't think you want fat, but I think you like you don't. I don't want no skinny girls. Stop it. Like I know, I listen here in New York. No men here talk about that they want no skinny girls. I don't. That they want women to be fit, yes, but not
yeah,
skinny. They want them to have a shape on them. Cause
exactly.
so I think that's black men in general. I don't even think it's an African thing. I think black men like women with shape. That's shapely. Like most of you guys don't like model chicks, do you? To
Most
like
of you
be with?
guys
Nah,
don't like model chicks, do you? Like, stop all the damn. I mean, it does. It does got to get under me when women go into the black men think this, black men like that, because you're not a black man.
No, I'm asking you.
I
I'm
mean, you're
asking
not.
you. I'm
I mean,
asking you what you want. Like, do because I've been in these spaces. I never heard a black men say that they want like model thin females. They say fit and they say in shape. They don't say model thin. Do you guys say
most
that?
of
No.
most guys do. I got a friend right now that he like all skinny girls. Every one of his girls he messed with is skinny, like
But
petite.
most of your friends are like that. They like
No,
very
not most, but it's
model.
just certain guys. We it's a variety. I like thicker women. But I didn't end up marrying a thicker woman. That's all I dated was thicker women. But I ended up marrying. She's not slim, but she's a little smaller than what I'm normally mess with. You
Mm-hmm.
know, because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, like I said, I picked the best. I picked the best option out of all the women I dealt with.
Okay.
If I had a thicker woman that actually was with my program to the point where she was shaped, she had a shape to like well not shape, but just a bigger size woman. I like thick women, real thick. And it came down to it. My wife, she's not that thick. She's a little smaller. That I normally date. She's like 5'4" something like that. But most of the women I dealt with were a little bit my height, 5'8", some around in those heights and stuff like that. But my wife is shorter, you know. And pretty much when it comes to the colorism thing, I wasn't looking for darker skinned women because they were nicer, and I wasn't looking for light skinned women because they were prettier. I was looking for a woman in general that that was on the same mindset as me, that wanted to build and do certain things. Other than that, I'd be losing out if I was only going with a particular look or a particular shape. I'd be losing out on good women, and that's the majority of what most women that we're talking about. What most women do, they deal with guys for the looks because of their kids. They're not looking at the man overall, so they lose out on these men until it's too late. And that's when they have their hands up at the auction, but nobody's picking them.
Okay. I mean, I'm not debating that. I'm just saying from the point of view of colorism is not only a preference. Oh, black men like it's not only a preference thing. It's a thing where it affects children and women and men because men don't realize that if they're darker skin. I it's a study, a Harvard study about they go to jail, their jail sentences are longer. If there's a light skinned male, they did the same crime, same time. The dark skinned dude will have a longer sentence. Those they have studies on that. So
uh,
I mean, it's not that's discrimination. That's what colorism is. You're discriminating because you have a darker hue, right? That's what the definition of colorism is, right? So men are being discriminated against because they're darker, and so you don't want to say that's why You don't want to bring that up about the men who are getting discriminated against.
I mean,
They,
discriminate on because I can't roll with
I
that. I
mean,
think that boils down to me being black. I'm sorry, it just
no,
does.
but
If
there's
lighter
study. The study
if
says
lighter
though
skinned
that
men
uh huh.
if light if lighter skinned men are getting preferential treatment, is from I just don't. Okay, you saying they do studies? Let me see if I can find a
It's
study
the
that's
Harvard.
actually
It's
that.
a I forgot the name of the study. It was a Harvard study where they studied prison sentences of darker skinned people,
Yeah,
and darker skinned
well,
men had a longer sentence than their counterparts with for the same crime.
yeah. Kev, Black Oru mentioned it on my show, and I won't disagree with that. Black men are do have problems because outside forces have something against us.
But but
That's why
colorism though
that's why
is
I
a
did
part
it.
of it
No,
though.
no, that's why I did a whole show this saying colorism don't exist amongst us. When black women talk about colorism, they're talking about black women losing something based on black men. Sure, it's people doing stuff to black men. We already know it's people doing stuff to black men. But when it comes to black men to black women, there is no colorism. A black man like a black woman for whatever his reason is.
I
Now, a
disagree
black
with
man preferring
wholeheartedly.
no,
I
oh,
disagree.
hear what I'm saying. Oh, I hear, but hear what I'm saying. If a black man prefers a light skinned woman, who cares? He black, she black. He
Okay,
ain't doing
but
nothing to
I'm
her.
not. I didn't
He
even
ain't
bring that
taking
up.
nothing away from her.
But
Well,
Roger,
I'm saying
I
that's
haven't
not.
even bring that up. I said I don't really care about that. I think that's stupid. That part of the conversation is really superficial. What about, like I said before, the children are being discriminated against? Like there's, I think you guys did a study saying that black boys aren't even like reading properly. Their reading levels are low, and I'm sure if they did a study of the color of the skin, I'm sure it's the darker skinned black boys who
No,
probably have the lowest rates. So like let's talk
I'm
about the
not gonna
conversation
argue.
wholeheartedly instead of just oh
No, I'm not
preference.
gonna argue. I'm not arguing against anything where it's basically saying if you're black, a boy or a man, that you have to deal with extra problems. I think that's absolutely real. That's been real my entire life. I'm never gonna argue that. Black men have to face extra problems because we're black men.
Yeah,
And
but
because
it's,
there's
if
more dark
we're
skinned
doing
black
it
men
and
than
in our
light skinned black
community,
men.
okay, okay. What I'm saying is,
Wait a minute,
if
wait a minute.
okay,
Wait a minute, who was we? Black men ain't discriminating. We're not discriminating other black men because they dark skin. We don't really care nothing about that. We're men.
Let me
Who
ask a question.
who's doing the colorism discrimination?
Let me ask a question.
I
So,
think it's both of us. I think black men and women are doing it. I think we're doing it to each other. We're
okay,
doing it
because
to
that
each
was my
other.
next question, Kareem. I wanted to ask you, don't you think that some of the women go after the lighter skinned women and get upset because the men are more after them? Or
Maybe some people in high school, yeah, they probably did that in high school.
see, but
Childish,
it ain't the
stupid.
men's fault though. It's not the men's fault.
Right? No, it's not. It's women's fault for that doing that. They're stupid, young, stupid kids
All right, all right,
who lash out. Yes, I agree with that
all right.
part. But what I'm saying is, right, the children, right? Let's look at the younger age kids. Forget high school. The elementary school kids, right? Like I've seen it in my own life where they put like in the families, if the child is like lighter skin or look a little, they would they would put those children on a pedestal. They do that.
I
I've
can't.
seen it in my experience. Maybe you guys haven't seen it in your experience, but they
No,
do put
we
But
know
what you're trying to do,
women do that.
yeah,
women. Yes, women do it. Women do it.
yeah,
Women
yeah,
do it.
yeah. But this, I don't really go with both logic. I'm gonna explain after I do this super chat. Read a super chat from CJM. Thank you for your support. Colorist does affect black men. It's just that we don't focus on it because there are so many ways for us to get fried chicken. We don't have time.
Okay.
Fried like chicken. So many ways for us to get
I
fried like
mean,
chicken. We don't have time. Color like I mean, whether you're saying that it is someone else's experience or not, the black men on this panel would agree that it is really not that big a
okay.
deal with us. I mean,
If you guys don't want to acknowledge it, then okay. There's nothing I
what
can
do you
say.
mean?
I'm just
What do you mean
saying
we don't want to acknowledge what? Okay,
you don't
eh,
believe it's real. You believe it's just
Oh
women
no, I
being
believe that it really.
delusional.
I believe that it's real, and I do believe that it exists. I even said on the Roger report when we had a situation with the barbershop. So it happens with us too, but not as much.
Okay.
But
Yeah, yeah. The thing
it's
is we're not saying
preference.
it don't exist. The whole thing is if a black person is prefers a lighter skinned person, it's a preference at that point. I understand somebody making a colorism argument if you're talking about somebody outside of black people, but if you're a black person too, you have a right to a preference. I can
Oh,
like a lighter skinned woman or a darker skinned woman. It's not an ism. It's just I prefer this
well,
type of woman.
actually, I was listening to Obsidian. Oh, sorry for mentioning his name, but he said something which I never thought of, but he said something which I think is a good thing to say. He said that some short dudes face heightism, right? And he feel I think he was being silly, but he made a point, and the point he made was that like women, they always prefer to have a taller man. They don't want no short man. They'll settle for a short man, but they prefer a tall dude, right?
Hey,
Where,
well, you said prefer,
Right.
and
right.
prefer
So that's their
is
right. So that's their preference, right? So he's saying though that for a person that's short, he feels like he's being discriminated against, and that's his right to
I,
feel that way,
what?
right?
That's his
But the thing is,
feelings.
a preference is not an ism. That's the whole thing. A preference don't equal an ism. If you are outside of the race, you can claim an ism all day long, and we can listen to where merit it comes from. But if you're inside the race, it's just simply your preference. If I happen to prefer darker skinned women because they just look better than me because I like dark skin tone. But I don't not accept a brown skinned woman or a light skinned woman. I'm gonna take any woman that I feel is a good look. Period. If she's a good look and she happens to be a good person, I'm
So
taking it.
you're
Period.
settling for a light skinned girl.
I already told y'all that if her name ain't like Bria Miles, I'm settling. Period.
You're settling. Okay. All right. Um.
The men settle all the time. Ain't none of us marrying a woman we actually want. We marrying a woman we can get.
Oh Lord. I think I don't know about that. I
Why
mean,
why you say oh
men.
Lord like that's a bad thing?
Okay,
I
men do the
understand
choosing
I
though. Men
can't
do the
get
choosing.
hear what
So
I'm saying, but hear what I'm saying. I have to accept that I don't have the money it would take me to get a Bria Miles. I
uh,
get that. I'm not in that ballpark. It's cool. I'm not tripping. So guess what? When I pick somebody else, she's still not gonna be Bria Miles at the end of the day. Because that would be the one I would take. So guess
men
what? That means I'm settling.
men and women are different. I mean, that's just facts.
I mean
That's
settling
not my
settling is settling
feelings.
though. Well, no, I'm just saying though, settling is settling. The same way women talk about y'all have to settle for a man, y'all never give credence to the fact that we're settling for y'all.
I mean, okay, but
I
that's
wish
just
you would.
life.
Why is there a butt to that? Why is there a
That's
butt to that?
life.
We settle for y'all.
That's
What
life.
that and that's
That's
my whole point. So
that's.
you can't put ism on preference when it's inside the race.
I
You
mean,
can do something with an ism outside of the race, but inside the race, it's just a person making a preference. I'm not against you because you black. Yet if you're a woman and say I'm not against you because you black, I just prefer a taller man. That's not an ism. That's just she got a preference for a tall guy. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean she want a guy that's outside the race not to be tall too.
well, if okay,
Kareem,
dark.
what is your skin tone?
I'm dark skinned.
Okay, well, listen, we love beautiful dark skinned women. The cards laid for me, like I said before, lighter skinned women, but it don't mean I don't love you. You
That's
get what I'm saying?
okay. I like I said, the men on this panel, you guys are cool, but there's women out there that's bleaching their skin and doing all these things so because they perceive to think that if they're lighter, they'll get men attention and they'll have a better life. So something is
Yeah,
going
but
on.
we
If
never
it's
told them
self-hate,
that though. We never.
But that's their
they need
Yeah,
perspective. That's
something.
their
yeah. We
perception. We
don't
never
tell them
told
that
them. We
though.
never told them. It just
Yeah.
other people that, like I said, it's the training. They think that light skin is better. Just like people say the grass is greener on the other side because they think grass is green on the other side. That's where they want to go. We never tell them that the grass is green over there. They choose to do that because they think it's better over there.
Hey, well, I want to say
Yeah.
something, Roger and Kevin. I want to tell you, I really do appreciate y'all for y'all content and being in the group because when you have some women that, just not saying you, Kareem, but when you have some women that don't understand that you are not that dude that made them do something. I got this firsthand today, that they're gonna take out on you for what somebody else has done to them, and it's just so hard to deal with that kind of shit. It really is.
We're
Well,
broken.
I
We're
mean, it
broken.
is, but see, this is the thing. Black men, I mean, black women ain't out here doing what black men think in general. Black men don't like these eyelashes that a bunch of black women wear, but they still wearing them. We constantly have said for decades at this point that we don't like weave. They still got it on their head. You know what I'm saying? Black men talk about how black women need to dress classier. They still dress like hoes. At the end of the day, they ain't listening to us. And my thing is like when you have a discussion like this and you saying anything about what y'all doing for us, we know that's a lie. You're not doing squat for us. Black women have said plenty of times, and I'm sure just about every man on this panel done heard it. When you say something about a black woman and how she dressed, well, I'm not dressing for y'all. I'm dressing for these other women. I'm trying to outdress them. They don't care what we think. So why is it when it's inconvenient, it's got something to do with you doing it for a black man, but every time we ask y'all to do stuff, you're not doing it. You can't say it's about us when you don't listen to us.
I
From a
agree.
general standpoint, black women ain't listen to nothing we talking about.
I mean, I agree with that. I've heard that. I've heard my significant other say stuff like that. I've heard that part about the dressing and the hair weaves. I mean, we
and
do it for
also and
ourselves.
also and
So
also the way you deliver to us, not saying you, Kareem, but the not being submissive, the talking all kind of ways and disrespectful, on that level. When you tell women that you want a soft submissive woman, they'll
mhm.
say, huh, what do you mean by that? Blah blah blah. I had a few women to go at me like that today. I got my first dose of it today.
Wow.
Now I see why these guys is complaining. Because they went after my ass on this other podcast, man. I wish I had Roger and Kevin and she.
Oh my God. Well,
You said
I
what
mean,
part you
okay.
from?
Oh yeah.
But you said
Listen,
she.
I'm from New York, so I'm not used to like I'm okay with like people being aggressive, I guess, because it's a New York thing. I mean, uh, women are
Look,
like don't.
I'm not tripping y'all aggressive or anything like that. All I'm saying is when it come down to it, we ask y'all for stuff. We've been asking y'all for stuff for decades. You still ain't giving it to us. So to say that y'all doing something because of what black men want, it's hilarious. It's that's
It's
an
true.
asinine thought. Y'all don't listen to us. We know y'all don't listen to us. We still care enough to say it anyway. And we know you're ignoring it for the most part. Sure, it's some that will listen to us and things like that. But I mean, even like I say, the marriage rates, you know what I'm saying? The fact that you got more than 50% of black men who are unmarried and childless right now, we accept that y'all don't listen. And we're still trying to help y'all and get y'all to listen. We're just not participating with y'all not more anymore as much as we used to. That's why black men are pulling away. So to say that y'all doing stuff for black men, the very men that don't want to be bothered with y'all because you will not listen to us, because if you were listening, we'd be with you. So you can't say single child is rate super high and more than half of the population is super high. And then say we're doing it because of you. The very men that don't have us, the very men that don't have children by us, those are the guys we're doing it for. Now that's a lie. I'm sorry. From a general standpoint, that's just a lie.
I mean, I agree on that part. That part, I agree. We don't listen. We do what we want to do. We're stubborn. We are.
Yeah, y'all do
No,
what white people tell you to do. Y'all, whatever the
I
white man
mean,
think, that's what y'all do when it come down
they're
to it.
not okay. Well, then, like you said it. I think you said it on your show that they aren't married, right? So they make less money. We make. I mean, I'm saying they. We make less money than black men, right? Black women, I think, make $30,000 a year or something like that. So,
Well, according to the last time it was checked on black demographics, they said y'all up to 38,000 something a year. Black men up to 41,000 something a year.
all right.
And
Well,
then
we
my
make.
thing is like,
Mhm.
if you actually start removing the guys who don't have a job, ours is gonna shoot up because we outwork black women. We
Right.
go to because even with the wage gap thing that they always talk about, Black men earn more money because we go to work more. We take less days off. We work more holidays. We do everything we're supposed to do to work to make more money. And women still tripping that we make more money, yet they want us to pay for the first date. Like, what you
I
need all
mean,
this
but
money
I
for?
think
You want
men
us to
should pay
pay
for the
anyway.
first date. Come on now. Nah, come
No, no,
on.
no, no,
Come on
no, no.
now.
I'm not saying a man shouldn't. My whole point is, you got a problem making less than us, yet y'all want us to pay for y'all.
Let
It's
me tell you,
crazy.
let me tell you
Well,
something. Smart
I
men,
should let me
smart men.
just say real quick, Kawaki. Let me say this real quick. Shouldn't I make more money if I got to pay for you anyway? But
yes,
go
you
ahead,
should
Kawaki.
make more money. I agree.
Yeah. The thing is,
Go ahead,
Yo,
Kawaki.
yo, 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 hold up. Got to call out the super
Oh,
chat. So just one moment,
oh.
gentlemen. Just one moment. Black's word 404. Those same dark skinned chicks got a full inbox. Thank you for the
Man.
super chat. All right, continue.
Clap him up. Clap it up for that one. Yep.
yes, sir. It really is. But anyway, it's just, I mean, man, it's just, oh, I got, like I told you, I got it firsthand today. I had never got it like that, where I felt like I was the only man in the whole room, and with numbered a whole bunch of women. They called me a narcissist. They called me a controlling person. They said that, and Roger, I like what you teach on. When you say it's not your fault that they choose a certain type of man to have a baby by. Boy, I repeated that. They was in on me.
Oh Lord. I can only imagine.
I got it. Look, it was all, 6 whole hours of the shit.
Hey, brother, I know a lot of women don't like my talking points because I'm not gonna be out here taking responsibility where I got no control unless it's something I want to do. I take responsibility if I want to, but if I don't want to, no, that's on you. You ain't gonna push that off on me. I didn't tell you to do that. And I know brothers been telling women they make all these excuses why they make these choices. Yet I see women arguing with their own family members, their own brothers, fathers, cousins, uncles and all that, and niggas be like, "Don't you leave him alone? He ain't no good." Blah blah blah. Even the no good niggas say that nigga just like me. He gonna do you dirty, and she won't listen to that nigga. He relate to her, and he the no good nigga, telling her from experience, and she still won't listen, and they'll still say it's our fault. How's it our fault? We steady telling you not to leave them niggas alone. That's what we say, and they go bother them anyway, and then they still blaming us for them bothering a dude that we told them to leave alone. It's crazy. And my thing is like, I'm not gonna take responsibility for that. You ignoring all the guys who trying to push you in the right direction, yet it's somehow supposed to be our fault. Can't do that. And they won't blame the guy, the Pookie type. They won't blame them for nothing. And I get why they won't blame him. They're gonna psychologically protect him because that's the man they can get him, at least in their mind. I can get him and control him when I want to. So I'll never blame him. I'm gonna blame all the guys who didn't cause me a problem.
Well, I mean, yeah, yeah. I all I can say is yes. Women are very delusional. They don't take accountability for their actions. I mean, I see it as being a woman. I see when I have conversation with some people, some of my friends, and when they do things and you tell them they're wrong, they want you to just, it's an echo chamber. They just want you to agree with them. They don't want you to tell them when they're wrong. They don't. Um, I mean, sometimes I don't want to hear it, to be honest. But I'm wrong. If I'm gonna be honest, it's about this battle. At first, when I started to listen to your show, I hated it too. I was like, "Yo, this dude, what's wrong with this dude? What is he saying?" But then when I started to listen, and then when you have all these different people and you gave the facts, and then I went and I read a couple of the things, I was like, "Oh my God, this guy is telling the truth. What is going on?" So yeah, I think
Thank you for that.
this.
I really needed to hear that today because
I
I've been
think
I've been attacked.
I think you guys should continue doing it because it's gonna people gonna start hearing. Like at first they're not gonna like it, but you gotta talk it. It's the truth. Tell the truth. I mean, at the end of the day, we need it. We messing up. We are messing up. The stats says we're messing up. So we gotta get it together, or else.
Let me ask you: do you think that I personally don't think that men and women are equal, And a
I'm
lot of
not.
women are talking this, hey, 50-50 thing, but he make the most money. He go out work and everything, and all she have to do is wash the clothes and keep the house a little bit. Not saying be a slave, but just do the things that a wife should do in the house. And these women are like, oh, you just want to get me pregnant and keep me barefoot. That's the number one thing that you hear.
Listen, everybody gotta do what's best for them. I mean, I grew up like I'm not married, but I grew up in a household. My dad is still in my life. I'm a Caribbean person, so we have this intergenerational, multi-generational household, right? So my dad was always a man that worked. But because he had four kids and he and my mom both work, they help each other out. But my mom did cook and wash and clean and all of that. But you know, I mean, it depends on your situation. A woman got to do what she got to know how to cook. She got to know how to clean. She got to know how to take care of herself. So why wouldn't she do those things in her household? Like that to me is not a real. I don't think that's a big issue. I don't think it should be a big issue. But I guess some people make it a big issue. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like
well,
those are the
let
things
me
you
tell
need
you
to
something.
do.
Let me tell you something real. Okay. And I know a lot of guys may not just come out and say it like this, but if I could legitimately get a woman to actually go to work and pay all the bills, and all I got to do is take care of a house and some kids, I take that deal. And the world we live in today, all I got to do is wash some clothes. All I'm doing is put them in the washing machine, setting the washing machine. I'm walking away from that. I'm doing the dishes while the clothes is in the wash. I could run some errands, run some stuff to the dry cleaners, go buy some groceries. What we doing that once a week? Like I ain't nowhere in the world I wouldn't take that deal. To me, it sounds asinine not to take that deal. All I got to do is take care of the house and kids. And people say, well, you say that like it don't mean. I'm not saying it like it don't mean nothing. But taking care of a house and kids is far less pressure than getting up dealing with a boss that you got to deal with on every day if you got a job, or dealing with trying to keep a business afloat if you have a business.
I
Or,
agree.
Them two things
or
is
just going
far
out there
I
and
different
being a
than
agree.
black man, period. God.
I agree. I mean,
right.
like I have to work because I'm a single mom. But if I didn't have to work, I wouldn't want to work because working is hard. Working and being a mom and doing all of that is hard. So yeah, if someone would pay all the bills and you just have to clean the house and just do what you gotta do, I don't think that's an issue. Like
But you know
which
what? I'm
woman
not
is
saying
complaining about that?
I'm But I wouldn't say for a second that the man had to make $1 million. I would not be saying he got to make six figures. Whatever he make, I would be cool with if I was in that woman's position.
No,
So
but
for
I
me, if whatever
mean,
she made, I would be no. Whatever she made, I would be fine with. Why? Because I ain't got to handle that. I ain't got to deal with it. I'm gonna be at home. I'll be here when you get back, baby. Don't worry about it. Dinner be ready and all that. Because I feel that to be far easier. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that to be offensive. I'm just saying it because this is what I honestly believe. If my main priority is by the time you get home, all I gotta do is make sure dinner's ready and hot when you get here, I'm getting away with murder.
I
I
Hey,
got
mean
all
Rob.
these
that's
modern
but Roger,
conveniences.
that's not how most life is modern. We're modern now. Most people aren't doing that. I mean, like in New
But
York,
that's but
you have
but
to be
that's not because
making
they don't
a
want
lot
to.
of money
It's
to
no
live
no.
to do that.
It's all because they don't want to. You don't have to make anything per year. We make money according to how much crap we want to buy.
Roger, you need to live in a house. You need food. I mean, you
No
have to
no
make
no
a
no.
good
No,
money
no,
for the money.
I'm not
You
saying
can't be
you. I'm
living
not
no.
saying you can't make anything. No, no, no. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying people can't make anything, but I'm saying according to how economics works, it's because we want to buy stuff that you got to make a certain amount of money. We want to buy stuff. We want to buy stuff. We want to pay for stuff. And the more we want to buy and the more we want to pay for, the more inflation is going to keep the prices going up. If people stop buying, prices start dropping. Why? Because they got to sell the stuff. But we want to buy it when we ain't even got it. That's why most of America in debt, because we want to buy it and we ain't even got it.
American mentality.
Even when it, but my whole point is we wouldn't even have to have all these financial pressures if people would just chill out for a second. If you
Correct.
just chill out and not need a Birkin bag every 3 weeks,
I don't.
guys, he
I
can make
mean,
a
I
lot
like
less money.
shopping.
Not
I won't
you, not
lie. I
you.
like shopping. So I like
Yeah,
shopping.
Kareem,
I'm exaggerating, but I'm just saying if we didn't have to buy so much
It's
stuff, so people
therapy.
can stop bragging on this all this stuff that they bought that they
It's
ain't
not
gonna never
even it's not
use.
even bragging. It's therapy for women to go shopping. You ever have a bad day, you just go to the store and buy
A,
stuff, you feel so good.
a therapist would probably be much cheaper.
then still, if you're gonna do that, Kareem, and that it takes a high value man for that. However, when you do get with a man like that, you should be able to appreciate him. Not saying you, but in general, to just do the simple things that a man shouldn't have to say, like keep the house clean, baby, do a little bit of cooking here and there. A man don't want to have to come home, go work, come home, work, do the lawn, come home, and do things, that you should do, like help you do the dishes. We shouldn't have to do that, you know.
I
Yeah.
mean,
E-
okay, I understand what you're saying,
even cooking.
but 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 okay, if you grew up in a situation where you're you have like my situation, my dad, this is why one of the reasons why I always big up my father is my father was he was a man, very masculine man. But my dad made sure that we ate, made sure that if my mother worked, he would cook. Like they worked as a team because they had to. He wasn't a rich person. He had 4 kids. He's in a different country, so they had to work as a team. Like I think the issue is black men and black women don't work as a team, and we need to do that. And if we had that team mentality, we would
Well, that's
be
because
so
of
much
who?
better.
Who was that? Who was that because of?
All
Is it
right.
black men stopping us from
I
working as
think
a
it's
team?
60-40. I think it's 60 with black women and 40 black men. But I think it's
Uh,
both of us to
How
blame.
about
I'm just
80
I
putting it
20?
out there.
think, but look, I think I'm gonna read this super chat right now. Thank you, Jade. I don't know if that was said correctly.
They've never
Uh,
gaslighted
she
nobody.
just confessed to gaslighting men. We are sleeping with the enemy, fellas.
When did I gaslight anybody? When did I
okay,
confess to that?
let's say this right here with the whole thing of men working with women. I cook at home. My wife cook. My wife sometimes she want to play this game to where you cook better than me. I said, well, if I cook better than you, that means I need to go find a woman that cook better than me. And she look at me funny.
Mm,
I'm like, well, that's the case then. If we're gonna play this game, and she be like, you play too much. I'm like, I'm not playing. I married you to do these things. I said, okay, let me go out here and look at your car. Is something wrong with your car? I'm gonna let you go do it, and I'm gonna come in here and cook the dinner. And then that's when the
mm.
conversation looked different.
They don't get that. Never get it.
Yeah, but
Brilliant,
see,
she brilliant.
that's the whole thing with that old the man and the woman working 50-50. There's times when my wife is in school, I sat there and I told her, I said, baby, look, you go over there, you do your schoolwork. I'm gonna do all the cooking for the week. And I told her I did that. But then when she's not in school, I'm like, I'm not doing that. There's even times when she's in school, I'm like, look, I ain't cooking tonight, so you better whip something together because I'm tired. I'm done for the night. You know, and that's what she got to do because that's the arrangement that we make. Now, it comes a time when she don't want to cook. That's gonna be an issue with her, not with me. Because for one, I know how to cook, and for two, she put in her she's following on the totem pole to where you know she might get replaced. And I always tell my wife it's not nothing that I try to take shots at her, but I always tell her I say, do you think you can go out here and find another man like me? And she said, well, I said, hold on, before you think, I said, because you kind of, you stuttering instead of going ahead and giving complete answers. I said, are you going to find a man that comes in here, cooks and work with you? She was like, no. I said, are you going to find a man that ultimately, stuff get broken around the house, they fix it or, find a way to fix it, fix on the cars, go out here and make as much money for you to do certain things you want to do even though you like you say about shopping, I let her have her little fun days when she shop, but then at some points I just say cut it off. I give her a little allowance to go out here and do what she do, or she can take her check and do what she want to do because I say, okay, I don't care, do this and I'm gonna pay all the bills.
She, let me
There's
ask you.
times. Go ahead.
Uh, now you know women they want all kind of nice gifts from us. So when
Hmm.
it comes to getting us gifts, have you ever got like a old shabby ass gift? Like Stetson's men cologne.
No, I don't get none of that. Cause she
I
know
don't
I
get
tell her, I say, look, if you come at me with some little sorry gift, you might as well keep it. Cause I'm gonna tell you, you might well hope you got the receipt. Cause you taking it back.
and it's about you knowing them knowing you. I've
Yeah.
had women say, "But you got everything. You got this. You got that, and you got a lot of clothes. You got." I mean, but you should know me, baby. You should know what I like. You should know my smell. If I get cologne, I don't do what my fucking grandfather do. Stetson, come on now.
Stetson.
Yeah.
All
Man.
right, and speaking of Stetson, no, not really. Toya's up here. Let's go ahead and give Toya a chance to speak. Welcome, Toya, to the panel. Thank you for coming up. What is your perspective on the topic and what you have been listening to thus far?
Good evening, everybody. Um,
Good evening.
yeah, colorism is not cute. That's my perspective on the topic. It's just not cute, but it has many different tentacles, and I feel where Kareem was coming from earlier, but um, I don't think that's where the conversation needs to go tonight. I think in terms of where we're talking about it, in terms of relationships and how women really keep it going, is accurate. Um, in my own experience anyway, it's been that way.
Did you just say feeling?
I
Oh.
did. I did.
Hey, well, you can further elaborate. Yeah. So what you're saying, Toya, is the direction of the conversation should be where the title is, correct?
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely, I fucking agree. I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the whole colorism aspect, as I was carrying this, is, I wanted to discuss the different dynamics as far as as far as it goes, as far as between black men and black women. Colorism is often projected on black men, but I do think it is more prevalent in black women. And I do say I think, a very strong I think, because of personal observation. It's hard to bring personal observation to a conversation with nothing tangible. But I think a lot of people would agree, actually.
I said a little bit different because I see how the women view it, you know, but my thing is I don't view it as colorism. Sure, they like the light skinned babies. Sure, they like the light skinned person with the green eyes and all that extra stuff. I didn't see them fawning over light skinned kids and light skinned adults my entire life that I can remember. You know what I'm saying? One of my best friends in grammar school was a light skinned dude with the green eyes, all that. You know what I'm saying? I seen how people treated him just because he was that way. Didn't make me no difference, but at the end of the day, I saw it, and I saw it on a regular basis. But my thing is, I don't say that these black women are colorists because they're black. They can prefer light skinned men if they want to. They still black people. Now, why they prefer light skinned men? That kind of goes into the to their white supremacy because y'all know I say, you know what I'm saying, most black women are white supremacists. So they like light skin because for them it's about getting closer to whiteness. Black men ain't looking at women on some I'm trying to get closer to whiteness. Black men trying to get some vagina. That's what they trying to get. And they gonna take it from anybody that they deem attractive. Period. You can prefer all kinds of women. But if a chick is trying to give you some and you deem her attractive or you deem her as worthy, you take it from who's willing to give it to you. That's where it's always been for men. And it's probably gonna where it always gonna be unless we seriously change some laws in this country. Men settle and understand that they're settling, and we're cool with settling. What needs to happen is women just need to understand that they're being settled for, because a lot of them don't understand they're being settled for. You ain't the woman we want either. You know they. I got him. He's a good man, but I really want a Michael B. Jordan. I get all that, and guess what? You ain't what I wanted either. I took you because you would take me, and I can maintain this. I can maintain you. I can't maintain the woman I really want. The same way you want Michael B. Jordan, I want Bria Miles. And you know what I'm
So what you
saying?
say,
The
Roderick?
colorism things. Go ahead, she. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say what you say. She ain't as seen on TV. The product ain't as seen on
I'm
TV.
saying, yeah, yeah, yeah. And my thing, we not tripping. I accept I don't have the money to maintain that level of woman. So that's why I got you. I settle for you. You know. Now when it comes to black women, if they can't get exactly what they want, then whoever that star is, that Michael B. Jordan, that 50 Cent, that whoever they into. You know what I'm saying? The light skin part, that's just them. I'm close to the white supremacy if I can at least go light. If I can't get white, I can at least go light. That's how it is for them because they care about that so much. Black men ain't worried about that. We know y'all hate us, period. And when I say y'all, I mean everybody who ain't a black man, and even some of them hate us. Because this whole country, since literally the beginning of this country has been anti-black man. That is the American culture. Black men see that it's American culture, even if they can't express what they're seeing. We understand American culture is to hate black men. Women talk about colorism. Men don't talk about colorism like it means something. We say it's nonsense talk. Women say, no, it's so real. And this. And I heard about the Harvard study because when black people brought it out, and the only thing it said was, okay, if you darker, you know what I'm saying, it's worse for you as a black man. Okay, I could have figured that out because most black men are gonna be darker. That's just what it is. So of course we're gonna have higher sentences and things like that. But what does that come from? That comes from racism. We understand that's a group of people who don't like us, and they're gonna punish us as much as they can if they catch us. They even punish us when they don't catch us. So at the end of the day, they don't like us. We know they don't like us. When it comes to the women, we ain't white. A lot of us are actually aware that you're selling for us because we're not white in the first place. You know what I'm saying? We just don't trip vocally about it the way women are tripping about it. That's why colorism is such an issue for women, but not really an issue for black men. For y'all, it's about whiteness. For us, we just trying to get some.
Yeah, I think that when we say stuff like red bone and yellow bone, it's not coming from a colorist thing. It's coming from the fact that that's actually what their skin tone is: red bone, color bone, chocolate skin. You know, I even met a white girl one time that called herself white chocolate, and everybody told her that you're asking for trouble by trying to carry that label. Oh man, but yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Like I had no idea who Danny Lay was. Maybe I've heard about her in passing, but she came out with some song called Yellowbone, correct? And it caused an uproar on social media. Oh my God, the colorism. What was mentioned in that song that got? And I didn't even listen to the song. What was mentioned that had dark skinned black women so triggered?
Well,
Bro,
that
that woman is a light skinned chick. She fine. That's what the problem is. She
She
fine.
literally
She
She's
said,
light
not even
skinned and
black.
she
She's
fine.
not black.
but
That's
she
the issue.
literally says yellow bone is what he wants.
But she's not black. She's not a black woman.
What was he? See, this is the thing too, because you got to have context behind this stuff. Black is really just a color classification. Anybody can be black. It doesn't make a difference where you come from. This black Chinese people. See, there's a difference between nationality and a color classification. When we talk about black here in America, we're talking about a color classification of black people, but we also use it as if it's a nationality, which is actually not. So anybody can be black from anywhere in the world. It just depends on what the skin tone is. There's black Mexicans. If you look at
Okay,
their skin
but
tone, they're
Roger,
just as black
she's
as
not
you
a
are.
black woman. She's not a
but it
black
also
woman.
go by your features too. Your features, you can look at a black person, you can tell if they black by their features as well. Take the skin tone out, because you can have a brother that was up here on the panel last night. He passing, he could be either or. But when you look at him, he's like he said, you could tell what I am if you know black people.
Well, her
Yeah,
parents
and
are
see, and this is the thing.
Her parents are
What
Latinos.
takes
Her
her
parents
parents
are
are Latino?
Latinos.
Okay,
Yes. Or Latinx, whatever
Latino,
the term is.
are they Mexicans?
No.
No, they're not
Because
Mexicans.
Is a phrase that's kind of tricky too. Okay,
Whatever the term is for
are they Puerto Ricans?
Spanish, they're Spanish people that's not Afro. They're
They
not
speak
Afro
Spanish.
Latina. They're not Afro
Okay,
Latina like black Spanish people. They're considered. I don't know if it's mixed race. I don't know the term that they use in their country, but they're not what we
was
consider in our
what?
America
But
as a
I'm
black
saying, what
person.
country are we talking about? Because when you say Latino, Latino, to my understanding, doesn't
I
refer to
think
any country.
I think they Dominican or something, Dominican or something, but they're
Okay,
not.
and
I'm gonna
there's
say something.
Dominican people that are black people.
I
You see,
know
when
that.
you talk about black people as a color, black is black no matter
Okay,
what
just
nation you
Kev,
come from.
Google her. Google her religion. I mean, not her religion, her race. I'm sorry. Google her.
No, Dominican is
I
not a
saw what she
race.
looked like.
Dominican is a nationality.
Okay, so
Exactly. It's a
she's
difference between
Dominican.
You
nationality.
see, you got to
Right.
understand when we look at America. A lot of black people don't understand when people come here, they always import most of the lighter or whitest possible people up here. The blacks are the ones they import last. So when you look at this woman named what her name, Danny Lay, she
Hmm.
is Dominican from what they said or what she has said. So that means her parents, if you look at both parents, they have pictures of her. One could be mixed and one could be a white Latino as a possibility. So when she advocates and talks about her skin tone, it's going to be a problem because who does this affect? Black women that are more darker hue, jet black women, not the ones that's caramel color or could be passing for brownish or whitish. They talk
So
about
she
the
black.
jet black.
Okay, Roger.
So
Remember
the
we
whole
had this
thing is
conversation.
her nationality is Dominican if she's from there, but
Okay,
she black. If she was any other
Roger.
black person, we just say she black.
Roger, I
Hmm.
have a question. You said before that you look up people's parents, right? So let's look at this girl's parents to find out what she is, because that's what you said. That's how you identify
No, that's
people
Did
what
based
I
on
I
their
say
said.
that?
parents, right?
This is what I said. This is what I said.
Oh, you said that. Okay, whoever said that, somebody said they look at the people's
This
parents,
is
right?
chaos room. Who's this I'm talking to?
This is Kareen, right?
All
From
right,
what
Chris.
I know of this girl, like I don't follow her, so but what I know of this girl, they said that she's not a black woman. So I don't know
What?
her family, but they said she's not black, and that was the issue.
What? Well, the thing is, black women are always trying to take away the blackness of a woman that they don't want to agree with for whatever reason. But I'm saying there's a difference between nationality and a color classification. She could
Okay,
be very much so Dominican, and I'm not saying she's not Dominican. I don't know where the lady from, but she's a light skinned black woman based on how we use color classifications in America. She's a light skinned black woman, and she's a fine light skinned black woman. And
okay,
not only is she a fine light skinned black woman, she's a light skinned black woman with notoriety, a light skinned black woman getting money, a light skinned black woman around a bunch of high value men,
okay.
light skinned black woman in the industry that a lot of women would love to be in. She's a singer, probably a songwriter too, whatever the case is. So she has a lot of stuff that a lot of black women would want. And I'm pretty sure
I
there's a
listen.
jealousy issue going on
And
there.
that's why they mad.
Okay, that's not my age. I like her.
Thank
She
you.
did a song with I think Chris Brown. That's the only song I ever heard of her, and that was it. I didn't even know she was this big until this whole controversy. But
Hey, Kareem, though, but you got a lot of women, a lot of guys that don't care for light skinned women, not because they look good. It's the attitude. You know what I'm saying?
I
Sometimes
see,
it's the
I
attitude.
see Kev being shady.
Oh,
He put the Michael Jordan thing.
but
He's
look,
shady.
let me say this. Let me say this.
Kev, Google this girl. Let's just Google her to find out what she is, because I don't think I think Roger is wrong. She is not a black woman. I'm telling
Roger's
Wrong
you,
about
Roger's
she's
what?
not.
right.
Roger, you're
Roger is
wrong. She's not
absolutely
a black
right.
woman.
Roger is absolutely right. She's a black woman, and that's how she identifies herself.
She identified as black. I thought she said she was Latina.
Based on America, she's black. Because
Yeah,
black ain't nothing but a color classification. I can say
exactly.
I'm black all day long, but if you ask me what my nationality is, it's American. That's where I'm from.
Precisely.
I'm an American.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. I hear you.
When you look at the Dominicans, the Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans, the Brazilians, all of them, they classified as black. When they
Okay.
say go get all those black people, they gonna look over there at all those races of people and say, y'all come on. Now when you start getting into Chinese and then you start getting into the white people, the Italians, that's when they get bunched up in a little circle and say, oh y'all come on.
But okay, we know that uh white people are in there's white Latino people. You know that, right? We established that
Yeah.
there's white. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So just so
Yeah,
we
but
know
you
that.
have ones like Mariah Lynn who say she black, but she look more white.
Yeah, and she's
But
white.
but
She's definitely not no black woman.
But
She
look
but
identifies
at
as black, but she's not.
the
look
thing
at the
is,
culture.
people are confusing a color classification with a nationality. Black
Exactly.
Right.
don't mean you from America. You can be black and be from Africa. You can be
We know
black
that,
and be
but
from just
that's
about
no. But
anywhere.
we're okay.
But I'm
We
saying that's how we're using the term. This lady, Danny Lay, however you pronounce her name, she is a black woman because I've seen her. She a black woman. She's a light skinned black woman.
No,
And my
I think
thing is, I'm
Roger.
not.
Roger. I think she's blackfishing, where she make her hair look curly and she put on bronzer or whatever. She is definitely not no black woman, Roger. I'm
So look
sorry.
at her
Like, let's keep it
features.
real
I'm.
and be honest.
Let's look.
She
Let's look at the
No, I think
features.
she
Let's look
black.
at the
she ain't
nose.
black.
Let's
She
look
ain't
at the
black.
cheeks.
Kareen, are you hating?
No, I'm not. I'm not hating. Toya, I am not hating. Look her up.
Okay.
Google her, Toya.
I'm
She's
very
not a
I'm
black
very
woman.
familiar. I'm very familiar.
She's not a black
I
woman.
feel-
Google her. Let's Google her. Cause I
Well,
want to.
she
Cause
ain't white.
I don't want to.
You
I don't want
black or you white.
opinions. Let's do facts. Let's do facts.
What look this is the thing though. You're black or white when it comes to color classification. Ain't no middle ground. You either black or you white. If you can be from India,
Lord
you
of
can look
mercy.
white, or you more than likely though you're gonna look like a black person. You can be Mexican, you can
See
look
her
white, or you can
parents.
look like a black
Her mother
person.
have a whole redhead. Her mother's a whole redhead, and she's black. Okay. All right. That's her
Okay,
mom
then
and her
we would
dad,
say
and
guess
she's
Oh,
what
damn,
black.
guess
that's
what we would say
upstairs.
Okay. Okay.
That's a white
by
woman.
American
That's a white
She's
by
woman.
American
white, guys. Yeah,
classification.
y'all just be ODing and not.
No,
Oh my
no.
god.
This is what I'm saying. By American classification, if her daddy black, which means she got that one drop rule, that means
Her
she black.
daddy ain't black. Her
Her
daddy
daddy's
ain't
not black.
black.
What is her daddy?
That
Show
nigga
the
look
picture
Puerto
of that.
Rican.
Screw up.
He up. Look go up right
Right
there.
there.
To the right.
That's not her. That's her dad. That's a black man.
No.
That's not a black man.
That's her parents. So she's
What is
not
he?
black. So that's
What?
my
Hold on.
problem.
What is he? What is that man?
He Latino, huh?
I
I
don't
need to
know
get on my.
Arab, but he ain't
I
black.
need to get on my computer so I can see this better because it's small
He
on my
definitely
phone.
ain't
But
black. I don't see. Yeah, he don't look
okay,
black to me.
what is he? If he ain't black, that means he's white.
Well,
What?
He's white. Of course
No,
he's
no.
white,
Think
Roger.
about it. If you're not black, you're white. It don't got nothing to do with where you come from. And
what he
somebody
look
gonna
like
say,
to you,
"Well, he
Roger?
ain't
What
black."
he look like to you?
No. This is what I'm saying. I'm finna go on my computer so I can really get a good look at it. But my whole thing is, if a person ain't black, they white. There is no middle ground. You see what I'm
You
I
saying?
got
mean,
So
you
in
got
when
America,
people
Arab,
there's
say,
you got
"Well,"
nah. In
Asian.
America, we have middle ground. We have mixed race people in America.
okay, so is he?
Man, look,
But when you
look,
say
is Joe
Arab, you're
Biden in the
talking about a
building?
nationality again.
Yeah.
Is Joe Biden in the
What?
building? Talking about you ain't black. Like,
No. What I'm saying is when people say somebody's not black, then I say, well, okay, well, what are
Listen,
they?
I want
What do
my
they do?
apologies. I want
They
my
say,
apologies.
hold on,
I want my
hold on. Hear what I'm
apologies.
saying. Hear what I'm saying. When people say he not black, and I say, okay, but what is he? They're gonna give me a nation. He's not black. He's Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican is a nation. Okay, that's a nationality. He's not black. He's Dominican. Dominican. You know what I'm saying? That's a nationality. Got nothing to do with color
I
classification.
understand what you're saying, Roger. I'm a black woman, but I'm Jamaican. My ethnicity is Jamaican,
Nah,
but
but
I'm
hold up.
black. My race is
That
black.
that's
Black is
Okay.
actually
Jamaica is not
supposed
an
to be a
ethnicity.
nationality
Jamaica
because
is not
black
an
people
ethnicity.
created
Ethnicity.
something within
Jamaica
blackness.
is
Blackness
Right,
is a
a
culture, it's a
nationality.
skin color, and it's a politics. It
a
ain't only just
nationality is where you're from. Okay, I have American passport. Okay, I'm naturalized. Okay, American, but my ethnicity is Jamaican because my family is Jamaican. But I'm a black woman. Okay,
okay, but
my
that's
race
an
is
Is that the
black.
ethnicity
yeah,
over
definition
because
of
you
here
ain't
in the
stripped
ethnicity?
United
Kamala
States with
Harris.
Let me
niggas
take the
though.
definition of ethnicity.
I'm
Sister,
not.
ethnicity.
Yeah,
I'm
because
Let's check the
Ethnicity is
definition
a
of
I
group
don't.
of
ethnicity.
people. Like
No, what's
Caribbean
the
is an
context?
ethnicity. That's your
Eth-
that's
No,
your
no, no,
group.
no, no,
Is a
no,
group
no,
of
no, no.
people.
See, the thing is, y'all not understanding. Y'all ain't from here. Here, we go through a myriad of changing all kind of contexts and the shit. So black actually make things more motherfucking fluid. You can't be as culturally solid over here in the aspect of the culture of blackness as you can within the skin color of blackness within your culture, because you already have a culture. Black is the only thing we got. Black is y'all skin color, but y'all got whatever, you know what I'm saying, that island shit is whatever.
Yeah, we
So
have
it's a
Caribbean.
myriad of shit.
Caribbean
You
is
So
feel me?
let me ask a
ethnicity.
question. Miss. Hold on, guys. Let's be serious. Let's be serious. What is the term ethnicity mean?
It means a group of people that have a similar culture, right?
So
That's what ethnicity is.
it says the fact or state of belonging of social groups that has a common national culture tradition. So that's
Right.
not race. That's a culture.
That's a
So that
culture.
means
So I'm
when you
Jamaican,
talk
and
about
that's a cult,
Jamaica,
and that's our ethnicity.
Jamaica is a
It's a
black nation with
Right.
a few
culture and
small people
nationality.
from
But
India
Jamaicans have
and
Chinese
China.
people. Jamaican have white people there. But I am a black woman. You understand what
Yeah,
I'm
We're
so
not
yeah,
saying?
so
arguing
your
your
parents are
blackness. We're
black.
not arguing your
Okay,
blackness,
wait.
Kareem.
No. Jamaica is a dark skinned nation. Y'all not a black nation. Y'all a Jamaican nation. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
the difference.
Yeah.
Black is a fucking culture. Y'all got to stop talking about it like it ain't a culture unto
No, but
itself
for
over
Raja,
here.
okay,
500 years
Raja was
deep.
trying to make a point. Raja was making a point. I'm not
Yeah, but
arguing with
she
you.
ain't black.
Raja was trying to explain
She ain't
something to
black if her
us, right?
parents ain't black like that. They ain't niggas. What the fuck is they?
No, bro. Because I get where you coming from, but what I'm saying is, you know how people use it in America? They use it as a color classification, but then
Right.
they'll change it for convenience. So, is she black or is she white? Because ain't nobody talking about brown skinned people. Now
It
you want
depends
to say
on
she
the
brown and make
hairstyle.
that a whole different a
When
color?
they say you're
Hairstyle
brown,
makes
My
that
a
means
whole
you're
difference.
Mexican or
my
you're
no my
Indian.
my whole but this is what I'm saying. My whole point was, when it comes to color classification is not your nationality. It's about the way you look. When you talk about America separating itself,
Right.
when they talk about brown people, now they're referring to groups of people from different nations. They're trying to separate groups of people from different nations from the black people of this nation. So it's all about the context of what you use it. So what I'm saying is, the woman, because I've seen in the video with Chris Brown or whatever, she's a nice looking black woman as far as I know. You see what I'm saying? That's why I say I'm gonna get my computer and look it up.
Now she
But
look black.
black women,
Raja, this lady look black to you? Come on, be real.
I'm
Hey,
gonna look at I'm
the
gonna
thing
look
is,
at her picture to
Okay,
see her.
but the thing is,
Hey,
Kareem, look at her
but let me say
features.
something real quick. How can black people complain about somebody calling themselves yellow? That's two totally different goddamn colors. The
Yo,
fuck?
I don't have no problem with this girl. I said she's not black. That's all I said. I don't care if she red bone, white bone, blue bone. I said she's
Okay,
not
if she ain't
black.
black,
That's
what
all
is
I
she?
said.
I
What
mean,
is
she
she
make a
then?
song.
Okay, what
She
is
she
she?
she she make a song called Black Bone. Oh, you Black Bone.
All right.
No, but if she a yellow bone,
Okay,
then she
listen,
a
who
yellow
cares if she
bone
make
then.
the stupid song? The song was
Because look,
trash.
yellow bone ain't a culture. That's the thing. Black people then created that shit on a
But
subculture
the way
of
it's used,
identifying
isn't it
skin
a
color.
black term?
but you
Isn't it a
know,
black
the
term?
thing is, listen. The thing is,
Everything else get
when you
adopted. Shit, why not?
when you have women that are different ethnicities, they can what they would do. They can change their hair and make themselves look black. Look at what's the chick that we thought was black? She was a professor, but she was white.
Colourism.
Yeah,
No, that was
yeah.
another one. No, that was another professor. Like Rachel Dolezal was with the
Hey,
NAACP.
Oh,
I
word.
seen a person showing. I seen a person showing pictures of Amber Rose as a little. Well, that's what they was claiming. They were claiming this was Amber Rose picture from when she was a young girl, and she looked like a white girl.
She's mixed race
You see what I'm
though. Amber
saying?
Rose is mixed race.
I don't know. I ain't
What she
Yeah,
never
her
mixed with?
dad
experienced.
her dad
But
is white and her mother is from Africa.
okay,
Oh,
but
Look
that
at
but
was
Amber
look, but this,
Rose
ass
and
like
look
but
at
that.
here,
this girl.
but
Who's from Africa? Who's
but
artist?
Amber Rose mother is
look,
from the Ivory Coast.
Okay.
okay, look, real quick, y'all, real quick. Nobody else say nothing. Kareem, if she ain't black, what is she?
Amber Rose? Amber
No, no,
Rose
no. This
identify as black.
no, this Danae Lay, the Danae Lay
Listen,
singer.
I don't
If she's
consider her
not black,
black.
what is
I
she?
consider her.
No,
I
no.
consider
I'm not
her
asking what.
a
I'm
white
not asking
Latina.
what you consider. Just
I
tell me
consider
what
her
she is.
J Lo. She's J Lo. What is J Lo? Is J Lo black?
No, no,
No.
no, 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 no. Please just tell me what she
No,
is. If she
J-Lo is
ain't black,
white.
what is she?
She's
No,
white.
hold on,
She's
hold on.
white.
Hey, let's not move it. I just need her to tell me what the lady is. Is she black or is she white?
She white. She's a white woman. Her mother's white.
Okay,
Her
that's all.
daddy's white. She
That's
white.
all I want. That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear.
Wait. Her mama's what now? Her mama's what?
Her mama's white. Her mother's white, and her dad is white.
Her mama's white from the Ivory Coast.
No, this lady right here, Danny Lay, or whatever her name is.
Oh, this shit.
Now I'm looking at the picture on the computer.
You can
This
look.
could be the daughter of a white woman. I ain't gonna lie about that. I'm looking
Her
at her right
mother
now.
doesn't
This
look
definitely
white.
be the
Her
daughter of a
mother
white
is
woman.
white. Her
Her mother
mother's white,
doesn't
and her
look
dad
white
is
to
white.
me.
But
Okay,
look at her
Kev,
features.
Can you put daddy back up real quick? Let's see what her daddy look like.
Look more like Latin. They look Latin or
Yeah, that look
Armenian or
like.
something like Kardashian.
Yeah, but
But the
all that's
Kardashians is
nations though. Now,
considered white.
now you're talking about nations. But no. See, this is the point. Black people keep trying to go fluidly between nation and color. Nation and color is different. Nation, you can have a white Mexican the same way you can have a black Mexican. That's two separate classifications.
Okay. So when you say white, you mean in Anglo mixed, right?
Right.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I'm talking about
I
like
don't
regular
see
white folks,
where you see the
like the people who
Negro.
come from
Where you see
Europe
the
and all
Negro in
that.
this girl? Where you see the Negro in this girl family? Where you see Negro in her?
No, I'm
She
looking at I'm looking
she's
at the
black
pictures right
Christian.
now.
She
The
did her hair
the
curly
mama,
like a. She got a curly weave. She put on dark skin
yeah,
makeup to look
they
dark.
look like some
She's
Mexicans
not a
to
black
me.
woman.
No, I'm not arguing that point. I'm saying she like the parents look like they from Mexico or something to me. If I had to put a nation on them, that's what they look like they from to me. I'm not putting that on them though, because I ain't nobody gonna get me for slander or anything like that.
where's she
And
Okay.
from?
Roger, and
So
Roger, you're right, because there are some Californians out here who are, they call themselves black Mexicans and white Mexicans according to their skin tone. But someone here just confirmed that she's Puerto Rican and white.
She's Puerto Rican. White.
Filipino and white, and Filipino and black.
Puerto Rico.
She Filipino and black. And that's her mama and
Well,
daddy too.
daddy,
Which one
her
Filipino
daddy
then?
do
The
look
mama or
like
the
his name
daddy?
Carlito.
She
Though. I
adopted?
mean, it
Is
is.
she Filipino black? Is she adopted?
Which one
Because
Filipino?
I don't see no Filipino black
I
here.
don't see no Filipino in her.
Kareem, you're hilarious.
She no Filipino.
Puerto Rico.
A lot of Spanish people out here, well, Mexicans get mistaken for Asian people a lot out here in Northern California.
Well,
Okay,
yeah,
so
that's who
okay,
took over
is
what's
this
the
girl
last?
Spain.
adopted then?
They were
Is she
conquered by the
adopted?
Spaniards.
Well, I'm looking at her. She obviously probably tans well or something like that. That's probably what it is. She probably tan real well. You know what I'm saying? Because it's probably
Roger,
some
it's
melanin
called
in her. So
bronzer. It's makeup. It's makeup.
All right,
okay,
but
whatever. I
this is
don't
shit
pay
who made
attention
the
like that.
yellow bone. So is she yellow bone in the video or something? Did the motherfucker call her yellow bone? Cause ain't nothing yellow about that bitch.
Is there a video of her doing music or anything that we can see?
Yes.
I
It's
saw her
called
in
a
the Chris
copyright
Brown
strike.
video.
So I ain't finna show that shit.
If you can look up her name, she's a big singer now at this point.
Just
Because I don't
Google
pay
yellow
attention to music
bone.
the way
They'll
I
pop
used to,
up.
but
Well, you know,
now if you put her name in, her videos are gonna pop up. She is somebody in the
Well,
music
she
world.
ain't no yellow bone. If
well,
that's
you
how.
know,
What the fuck?
Sweetie is Filipino and black. She would look more like Sweetie if she was,
Yes.
but I think she more white Filipino and
Who the
black.
fuck is
And
Sweetie?
Sweetie identify as black, right? Sweetie does identify as black.
Yeah,
Who is
Sweetie.
I
And
mean,
she would be light skinned and she would be yellow bone, right? Sweetie would be
my
considered
thing is,
yellow bone.
what you identify don't mean what you are, because it's women that identify as men and men that identify as women.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
For the purpose of this video, I guess. I mean,
Nah,
for
she ain't
this
no yellow
YouTube or
bone.
whatever.
That's her.
Okay, so
look like she was in a tanning bed on the left though.
Nah, that looked like the chick
yeah, that's
from
what I'm saying. It look like she
Don't You Wait.
tanning.
She look like Hillary. She look like Hillary Duff on the right though.
If she the
Nah,
same,
I mean,
if she the
this could
same,
be a white woman. I can get that.
but look, if she the same as Sweetie, compare Sweetie to her.
Who the fuck is Sweetie?
It's
That's
from
Quavo
the-
old
Oh,
lady.
you mean Saul Weedy?
Yeah, Sweetie, yeah.
She She spelled her name Saltweedy. Like,
She's Sweetie is pretty.
see
This
if I can find.
girl, I'm not saying
Let's see
she's
if I
not
can find
pretty, but
Saltweedy.
she's definitely
She sings too or something.
no. She's a rapper.
Oh
Okay,
God,
so real quick,
damn,
since
pretty.
the Lay is getting all this heat, so she called
It look
herself
like
a yellow
man.
bone in the song, and that's why she getting heat from black women.
Yeah,
Is
because
that what
But she
happened?
ain't black.
Yeah,
she
because yellow,
marketing
because
also
black
dark
women have a
skinned black
monopoly
women.
on yellow bone.
Oh
Oh,
No,
well, I
this is
listen,
mean,
we don't
Saltweedy.
have it.
But
I'm
when
just
you
saying.
Parts to
when
it.
you call a Mexican a yellow bone because they not black and they yellow, so wouldn't they be yellow bone?
Okay, listen.
Yellow. What
Man,
yellow
this
You
is
Mexican?
gotta,
prom.
you
nah,
gotta,
They made that at the prom in the middle.
nah,
we
Mexicans
gotta
Red
are
stop
Labs.
red,
I'm
nah,
censsoring
homie.
glad I got
ourselves.
it.
That's our culture is being
nah.
so saturated, boy, because
No,
we don't
no.
want to keep
I,
nothing for
I,
ourselves.
well, I'm gonna say on the real, I've never heard somebody referred to as a yellow bone that wasn't black. I've never heard that. I'm not gonna say it didn't happen. We live in a country of 390 million people. I'm sure something happened somewhere that I don't know about, but I ain't never heard a person that wasn't black referred to as a yellow bone. But this person definitely looks black. Is this the sweetie lady? I guess y'all talking about. She definitely like a black woman. What does she do? Does she do anything? Because I've been
She's
hearing
a
the name, but
rapper.
I've
Yeah,
never
she
heard
just
anything
sing.
else.
She's a
She sing
What
rap.
rapper.
she does?
Yeah, she the biggest thing
Okay.
right
Yeah.
now. My
Yeah,
type.
she's the biggest rapper now,
Hey,
next to
No,
the other
she
girl.
ain't bigger than mulatto.
Well, in the
And I'm
South,
I'm
mulatto's
oh,
big,
oh,
but
oh.
in the East Coast, in the
yeah.
West Coast, she big.
Why,
She's
why
from the
haven't
Bay
Somebody
why
Area,
has
so
named
she's big in
mulatto
Mulatto.
why hasn't
California.
mulatto caught any heat? Why hasn't Miss
She
Mulatto
did.
caught
She
any
did.
heat?
She did. She did. She
And
did.
she just changed her name
Okay.
to Big Lotto.
So, well, check it out though. All these women are light skinned. Ain't none of them better than Bria Miles. So can we kill a colorism thing? Because ain't none of them better than her. No,
Facts.
I'm just saying these
Facts.
are women at their best. These are women that with notoriety and money, and they in that scale now. They don't look better than Bria Miles. None of them.
She like T-Boz a little bit. She,
Oh, she look
So
like
now what?
she look like some drugs is on the way. That's what she look.
imminent future.
Now I will say maybe that Dana Lay chick maybe shouldn't have said nothing about being a red bone. But then again, if she consider herself black, which I don't know that she does because I don't know enough about her, I just know her because she does music and she's been on tracks with people that I like from the music world. But I don't study music the way I used to. I used to know what everybody looked like, watch the videos and all. I just listen to stuff now. I don't even care what these people look like no more.
Mm.
So maybe she shouldn't have used that yellow bone thing unless she been going around calling herself a black woman the whole time. Now, has she been calling herself a black woman?
I
And,
Pretty
mean,
much.
I think
That's
the
the way
issue
she
was
move
she
in the
was trying to
industry.
compete with boyfriend's
No, no,
baby
no,
mama.
no. I'm
I think
asking because if she's
that's
been
what it
calling herself
was.
a black woman, no, I'm asking because if she's been calling herself a black woman and black women have accepted her as a black woman, is this a situation where now she said something about yellow bone, so they turn it on her?
Yes, but Roger, I don't think she was calling herself a black woman before. I have no idea. I never heard her say she was a black woman
Hey,
before. I haven't.
hey
So
Kev.
I
and,
don't
So
and,
know.
Re-
Mine
and,
could
Re-
be the
Kev,
yellow
and
bone.
and also Rita Ora, she looked black, but
Yeah, what up, She, you were saying something?
I was gonna say type in light skinned Keisha.
Okay.
Yeah, look at her. That's an interesting. Is she a yellow bone?
Who? Kamala?
I think
She's
Yeah,
a straight up
she's an
Indian white person.
AKA.
A white person, Indian white person.
Wow, they really
She's not.
pushing all this light skinned
She's
shit.
mixed race.
I
She's
think
Mulatto
mixed
and
light
yellow
race.
skin
bone and
Keisha
light
has
skinned and
skin
shit.
more
Fucking
fair.
bitches
Yeah,
up.
but her father is
Yeah.
actually one of them those people from India that migrate to the West Indies.
and also her
Yeah,
her is Filipino and black, like
but
Sweetie.
Yeah, but her looks more
see that
black than Filipino.
again. If you say Filipino and black, see now you're mixing nationality with color classifications. If you
Well,
But
Filipino, you
Asian and black.
Filipino and American.
Yeah,
What you
Asian and
say?
black. Asian and
Asian
black.
and black, right? Asian and black.
Okay, but Asian
It's considered
Asia is a
race.
continent.
No, it's
Wait a minute, is
considered
Asia a
race now.
continent?
It's considered race, Roger. Look it up.
Yeah, Asia,
Yeah.
Asia continent.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't remember a whole lot of geography, but
That's where the pilgrims
Nah,
It
come
I
is, but
from.
mean
You
it's
know
also
what I'm saying?
considered like they say Asian Pacific Islander. So if you're Asian,
that
you're
means you
like
come from one of
Indian,
those places.
yeah,
Yep.
but that's the
Samoan or
Don't
term
that
that
Thai.
they
mean you come from
use
one of
for
those
race.
places? But I'm
But
saying,
that's
don't that
American
mean you come
government
from
for
one
you,
of the?
Roger. It's the American government.
No, no.
That's what they
Hear what I'm
use.
saying. Hear what I'm saying. If they say anything about you being Asian, doesn't that automatically mean you come from one of those places? Like you come from uh Japan or any of them places is over there? Ain't that what Asian mean?
Well, technically, the pilgrims are Asian too, because they Caucasian. They just Asians from some Caucasus regions. Their eyes ain't as closed as the other ones.
I mean, no.
Nigga, nigga.
Hey, ain't Nicki Minaj Jamaican and Chinese and black?
No, she's not. She's Trinidadian. Trinidadian.
Oh,
Get it
okay.
straight.
Well, that's some fine women right there. Well, Trinidadians, Lord.
But I think she consider. I think you would consider Nicki Minaj a black woman. I don't think you would say
Yeah.
Okay.
she's.
So basically, what happened is the Danae or Denia Lay, whatever her name is. She a good singer though. I got it in my collection, so I do think she's a good singer. I ain't trying to diss the woman. I just don't really know how her name is really pronounced. But so she's a singer. She said something about Yellowbone, and now black women can't stand her because she said something about Yellowbone.
Yeah.
Is that where we at, right?
Yep, that's where we at, Roger. It said,
But she involved in like black people music though. That's how I know about her.
listen. They look at as this, Roger. They say, how dare this no good yellow bitch talk about us darkies? How dare you? We're gonna raise hell. We're gonna call you everything but the son of God.
Did she say anything about dark skinned women? I'm pretty
No.
sure her
No,
team is smart
no,
No,
enough
I
to
she
not
think
say
so.
didn't.
anything about that.
They
It's
getting
a.
on her because she's
She's
not.
fighting with her
They
baby, the
thinking
dark
she.
skinned baby mama.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
They more or less was pushing the issue because she's like, Mexican or something like that versus being all the way black, but she recognized as being black. She does black music. She probably 9 times out of 10 deal with a lot of black people, even though she might be Mexican. That's what she
I know she's
recognized.
doing black music because I seen her in my collection because I just
She's
be
with the
grabbing stuff.
rapper, the baby. She's the baby's
I mean,
girlfriend.
that, that
It's
ain't
so
gonna do
many
nothing for
black
who
people out here doing
she is.
black music. It's so many black people. Non-black people out here doing music. It sound like black music, but most of them are not black.
Yeah, Robin. What's his name? The one that was married to
Robin
But I
Thicke.
mean, we know
I-
we don't accept him as a black person doing black music though. We accept him as a white guy doing black music. That's
That's
what
what
he
it is.
clearly is.
The thing
And
is, what other kind of music is the people finna do though? They ain't finna make nothing
no,
better
no,
than
I
us.
mean,
They have to copy
of
us.
course. Hey, I'm not blaming them for
Nobody around the
copying.
motherfucking world is making nothing better than us, and everybody trying to
No,
pattern themselves. So
of course. No, no, I agree with that all day long. All
yeah.
I'm saying is when I've seen her, I seen her with black artists only. So I definitely assumed she was a black woman. I thought she was just light skinned, you know. But
So you
now
saw that
if she's
bronze,
not,
you saw that level of bronzing, and you thought light skinned did it. You saw that bitch.
no, 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 I'm saying, bro, I saw her in like she was on a music video with Chris Brown. I just assumed she was a black woman. I just
They
assumed
put
she
a
a light
filter
black
on that
woman because
hoe. That's what it was. You know what I'm saying?
You
They
know
put
what, man?
they
Makeup
put
can
the
make a black woman look white.
they
Makeup can
put
make
the
a black
Atlanta
woman
filter
look
on
white.
that bitch.
well, I'm not saying any of that ain't true. My whole point was because when you have people so around in our culture, unless you pointed out how we see even supposed to know, I don't pay attention to it like that anymore. I don't worry about what artists look like and things. I listen to people. I have no clue what they look. I listen to NDRE. If she walked past me right now, I wouldn't even know it's her. She just make music I like. That's it. I don't care what she looks like. You know what I'm saying? I just don't care no more. I used to be way more involved than I am right now. You said as far as I just
Shit.
want your musical talent. I don't care about you as a person. I just want you. I just want whatever gift of music you can give me. Who you are as a person, I care nothing about. When
Damn.
I talk about music people and stuff, I have to research certain stuff because like I know the baby is hot. I don't care nothing about the baby. I don't care where he come from. I still, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know where he come from. Honestly, I don't care what he rap. I don't care none of that stuff. He's just a nigga that makes some music, and some of the music is cool, and I'm with it. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga,
Now,
you went
Kid,
out royal,
kid,
dog.
hey, bro, I'm just keeping it.
hey,
I'm
kid,
keeping it
man, you
real.
ain't.
I think they get upset by that. The women get upset by that because how most of the female artists that are white can turn it on and off. They could dwell in our situation as black people now. They could be black, but later on after they made their money, just like Justin Timberlake and all the rest of them did, they went back to the black community. I mean the white community and did country music.
Well,
Right.
I ain't
Hey,
gonna say
kid, you
Justin
ain't shit,
Timberlake ain't
man.
never claimed white folks like that. Now I would say that he's been consistently doing black music his whole career, even when he was
Yeah, but he's doing
with
country
NSYNC.
music now, Roger. He's doing country music now.
Oh, I ain't heard nothing about him doing country music, but at the end of the day, country music also come from black people.
That's true.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's true.
but they don't
That's true.
accept us in they don't accept us in their community for as country. You have two or three black dudes that were probably successful. One Hootie and the Blowfish, the one from Hootie
Yep,
and the
the
Blow.
dude from Houston
Yeah,
Blowfish, the black dude.
he
Yep.
was
He ain't
able to
with
do
them no more.
country.
Darius Rucker.
Yeah, he was.
Darius, yep.
Yeah,
But Darius was a
yeah,
country singer. He
Yeah,
had like years in the game of country music, but they
yeah.
wouldn't
But
accept
yeah.
but
him at
see this
the CMA or something like that.
but see black folks, we ain't never used our power to block people out. You know what I'm saying? In the hip
Fact.
hop game, we've never saw a white person who could rap and say they can't be a part of what we're doing. We don't do that to people like that.
We
You know what
should
I'm
have.
saying? Now, I used to say all the time, and I kid you not, I used to say Eminem was my token white rapper. See what I'm saying? Because I didn't listen to nobody else who was rapping. He my token white guy. If I
Yeah.
stop listening to him, maybe I listen to another white guy. You see what I'm saying? And I really don't listen to white people rap. Now in my collection, I got some the dude who OD'd not too long ago, a couple years ago, Mac Miller. I heard a couple things of him. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not one of those people who like I get an album then I listen to it anymore.
All right.
Let me
Everything I got is just on shuffle.
let me
So
tell
I
you
just
something.
get it and I hear when I hear it.
They got a rapper
But go
out
ahead,
right
Quan.
now, a white boy. You would have thought he was Biggie right now. His name is John Wayne, Jon. He a big fat ass white boy.
That is
One,
so offensive. Why would they do that shit? Who he under?
but he sound like Biggie. I'm
I don't
telling
give a
y'all.
fuck who he sound. It's a fat Peckerwood that sound like Ghostface Killer. I don't accept that motherfucker either.
Wait a minute, who you
Shit.
talking about? He up in New York?
Action Bronson.
Yeah, that's
Action
what
Uh-uh.
I'm talking.
Bronson. Oh
Action,
man,
Action ain't white. He not white.
Nigga,
he
what?
Italian or
No, he
something? Yes,
white.
he is.
But see,
Hey,
that's what I
he
Where
that's
look.
what I
is
was
that
finna bring
coming
up.
from?
That's
He a
what I was
ginger
finna bring
boy.
up.
He a ginger.
When black people would, you know what I'm saying, they come. I'm not saying these people ain't talented, but okay, you a white rapper, you'll come to a black artist. Black artist gonna let you get on the track. Why? Because you're a white rapper. That's literally the reason they let you get on the track. Oh, if you any good, we'll throw you on because you're white. Other folks, no. You got to get a certain level of success before you can get on my track. That's how they do us. We need to do them the same way if we want to continue to claim something as art. But we let everybody in without a pedigree. See what I'm
And I
saying? Now Eminem was cold, but why
He
would
stole the
everybody
flow.
just accept Eminem so quickly?
He
You see what I'm
stole the
saying? It ain't
flow.
because he couldn't rap.
but
But
they
but
did.
what I'm saying is
Because Dre
what
was
I'm saying
backing
is
him.
they could
He
have held
stole
him.
the flow. Dre was backing him, and that's all that was.
You know what though? They did let Bubba Sparks in. They did let Paul Wall in. And I think because their kid's mother is black.
Right.
No, you understand
Yeah,
something. In certain areas of Texas, they don't. In the South, they don't rock with that. You know, what I'm saying, keep white boy shit out. You know, what I'm saying, on the West Coast, it was a little bit more because it was a little bit more cliquish, a little bit more tribal, whatever. East Coast, they wasn't part of the culture, so they really wasn't breaking in there. That's why M had to do his Midwest shit. Down south and everything, though, niggas ain't known that white boys can play the spit game. You know what I'm saying? Even though they should put a fence around the culture, and that's the reason why the whole world making billions off of it, and niggas is still, you know what I'm saying, in the millions game.
and my point is because I see what some people saying, and I know people gonna say, well, such and such co-sign for this guy. Think about it though. What black rock group can go out there and just start killing it the same way a white rapper can? Can you go to
What?
their festivals? I'm saying, can you go to their festivals and be accepted the same way a white rapper is going to be
Oh,
accepted
sure.
amongst the people
Not
who
not
rapping?
not really. Not groups like Living Color. No, not groups like them. You know, I just want to
Bad
throw
I
them
don't know
out
brain.
who
there.
Living Color is.
Bad
Living
Is
Color.
brain.
that a black
They
group?
saying cult of personality.
Yeah.
Look at
Hey,
my.
Yeah,
Raven Knight say we ran Vanilla Ice out of Dallas.
Mhm.
yeah. And see, my point is not that I listen to rock music like that. I've heard of some rock people. There's some rock people I would recognize, but I'm not into rock. But I have noticed rock is extremely white. I don't see white groups when it comes to when people start talking about rock groups. They don't be talking about no black folks. So
Nah.
so what does that tell me? They
And
keep themselves separate. They don't let people into their stuff the way we let people into our stuff. I'm not
unless
saying
they
ain't
was
no
talking
black
about,
artists
Well, the
out.
thing is, black people don't covet their creations because they're accidentally creative.
see,
It's
the
the
thing is,
that's the biggest fear against black people is the ease of potentiality. That's why we're dominant in everything. It's the ease of dominance. All we have to do is brainstorm. Everybody else got to rack their brain. We brainstorm, come up with shit, solutions, you know what I'm saying, ideas, all kind of shit where people got to get think tanks for. So in the aspect of creating entertainment, it's just, oh, you're just doing some music, whatever. But to the world, you're changing their fucking soul around. And niggas still don't see that power within them.
and that's true. And the reason why they don't talk about rock and roll and shit like that in the black community until they talk about Tina Turner and Little Richard, because they were the first to
Tina
do rock and roll.
Turner.
It was stole from them.
Tina Turner.
Yeah, but see, this is my point. Like living, like this person say, I'm gonna read it, Kev. The SE Dusty says, "Living Color are legends," and
Yeah.
Toya says, "One time for Slash and Pete Wentz." And see, and this is my thing. Now I've heard of Slash and Pete Wentz. I've never heard of Living Color. Now keep in mind, I'm saying I don't really pay attention to rock like that. But I can tell you rock greats because rock greats are talked about. And there's some people who transcend whatever avenue that they're doing. Like Snoop Dogg, you don't have to be a rapper to know who Snoop Dogg. You don't have to be a rap fan to know who Snoop Dogg is. You know what I'm saying? I had some friends of mine that missed a good opportunity with Snoop Dogg. And my mama say she's been saved since she was like 17 years old. And she knew my friends, well, it wasn't they wasn't in control at the time, but they knew. Well, I mean, she knew, and she don't listen to nobody's rap.
Right.
That they should have worked with Snoop Dogg when they had a chance because he's transcended what he does. There's people who do that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know baseball like that, but there's plenty of baseball players I know who transcended the fact that they just play baseball. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So what I'm saying is when it comes to rock, that's so locked out. If you put a gun to my head trying to make me think of five groups in rock, I'm a dead man. I'm dead. Can I give you five white rappers? Sure. And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure just about anybody can. You know what I'm saying? But man, you tell me to name you five people in rock right now, or you about to get it. I'm gonna pray to God that I'm accepted. That's what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna even waste my time trying to figure out no five people in rock.
Shit, I know they just threw about 5 in the chat, so I'm gonna be rocking out like a motherfucker tomorrow, cuz. You know what I'm saying? For real. A band called
Oh yeah,
Death. You ever listen to them?
Black's Word 404. He said Icy has a rock group called Body Count.
Body count, right?
They had that. I mean, I actually like Body Count. They had this song,
Yeah.
"There Goes the Neighborhood," and then they were famous for that band song, "Cop Killer."
Hey,
Yeah.
you ever heard of
Yeah, and
System
see,
of a Down?
Yeah, System of a Down. Yeah,
I've heard those names. I've heard of System of the Down. Had no clue that they was black. I've heard of Body Count. Didn't know they was black.
System of a Down
They
is
And I've
white.
only
black.
heard.
System of a Down is white.
Oh,
My
okay.
brother
You
listened
see
to
what I'm
that.
saying?
That's the only reason I know about it. One of the little
Oh
white
my
dudes told my
god.
brother about it. He listened to it. I was like, hey, I told my brother, I said, man, if you don't get that heavy metal shit out of this house, I'm kicking your ass. I don't listen to no. I can listen to any music but heavy metal. I can
You know
listen to
what the
rock
funny
to a
thing?
certain degree. Heavy metal, hell no.
Hey,
Back in the
Kevin, have
80s,
you ever
everybody
heard of
thought it was devil worship music and shit.
Yeah,
counting? What is it? Counting Crows and
Yeah, I done heard of them.
the
yeah,
Cranberries.
Crows.
Yeah, and the Cranberries. Those were good rock groups too.
I ain't
What
never
kind
I
heard
of
of
don't
rap?
know the
Cranberries.
Cranberries.
Was it?
Kiss. I know Kiss. I know what Leonard
Nine Inch
Skinner, whatever.
Nails.
I met the Foo Fighters.
I heard of the Foo
Yeah, I know
Fighters.
all them.
I heard of the Foo Fighters.
Yeah, I know all them, and I've heard a lot of good music from rock groups and things like that. I'm just not into rock like that. But if it sounds good, I'll listen to it. I don't have no problem listening to nothing that sound good because that's just how I am from a musical standpoint. If you just because I don't know it, don't mean it's bad. And somehow we well, at least people in that I've noticed, if a person hasn't already achieved a certain level of fame, you don't really accept them. I don't do that. If it sound good, it just sound good. Period. You know what I'm saying? So I know people who truly failed in music, but they got much better music than a lot of other people who've been greater successes.
Right.
But I still listen to them, even though they never made it that big, because they still was better. I just like who better.
Roger, do you remember the Foo Schnickens?
For sure.
Yep.
Bush nigga was dope.
The
Shit.
Lost Boys, Foo Schnickens. What's the other group? Leaders of the New School.
Yeah, Lords of the Underground.
Yeah, that was good.
Chief rocker.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I say, this just with us as black people, we don't have an issue letting other people in,
Yeah.
which I don't think is the worst thing in the world that we don't let other people in. But when it comes to us living in the capitalist country, we need to make sure we learn how to make the money off of it. That's what we need to do, and
For
make
lack
people
of
pay a price
value.
to get in.
Yeah.
I'm saying you make a person pay a price to get in because like you got like there's this rapper named Post Malone. I heard he was better. Last I know he was trash. He a white guy.
Gross.
My thing is like I'm gonna overcharge him to do a track with him. If I'm a successful black artist, I'm gonna overcharge this dude. Because if you get to
He a
do
fake
something with
Future.
me, what I'm saying though, but
He gimmicked this way.
you doing something. Well,
No,
what I'm
but-
saying,
but-
whoever works with a person is co-signing him. Period. So I'm gonna make you pay to be co-signed. That's
But
all
the
I'm saying.
gatekeepers
And like,
of the culture, they set the doors to be permanently open like that. They the ones who sold the culture out. The ones who we notify as the greats or whatever, they're the one that sold the culture out because they didn't put the proper price on it. And they worked for fucking pennies as opposed to, staying on the chilling circuit and building the culture amongst itself. They had to cross over, They used to say,
But you know what, though?
cross over. Now this nigger is something, but we wouldn't play him before, you know what I mean?
But it's one group that have not ever they work with everybody, but they've never changed their culture because they stayed on the neo soul and underground circuit, and that's the Roots.
Oh, for sure.
no,
for sure.
I mean the roots all day long. But all I'm saying is like if I was a person in those positions, so you know what I'm saying? Say I made it in rap. Yeah, a lot of y'all know I was trying to be a rapper back in the day myself. So let's say I made it in rap, and I'm at the point where I charge somebody say 30,000 to do a track with me. Okay, well you bring in Post Malone. If he get to do a song with me, I'm automatically co-signing him because that's how people gonna see it. Well, I'm not charging him 30. He gonna have to pay 130.
Right.
That's how I would have played that. And that's what I'm saying. We don't do that as a people because we don't, or maybe we just take it for granted or we just don't get it, whatever the case is. But it's a value to me co-signing you, period. And I'm going to make you pay. You know what I'm saying? You white, you want to be a rapper. All these white folks going to buy you anyway once they find out you're a rapper. You're going to outsell me because there's more white people than black people. And at the end of the day, people gonna feel more comfortable buying stuff from people they look like. So that's how this country is ran in a lot of different ways. We the only people that don't feel that way about ourselves. You know what I'm saying? From a majority standpoint.
Getting in the game is going to have a lot more integrity, but integrity is not part of the program no more as far as for people to even get in the game. Like back in the day, there was no biting.
Right? A lot of rap stars, a lot of black rap artists are coming up by getting with big time pop artists in LA, Hollywood, out this way, and that's how they get on. You know, if they do a collab like that.
I mean, I get all that, but I'm just saying, if I'm the person with the name and you outside of us, I'm charging you like you outside of us. If I was gonna charge Ti 30, you paying 130.
Right.
Period. Because I'm co-signing you at the end of the day, and you gonna pay for that co-sign. But we don't do that with people. We give them a certain value that we're not charging them for.
So let me ask you,
That's all I'm saying.
what kind of record label you were about to get a deal through? It was an independent or?
I mean, a few things came up. A few things came up, and I ain't gonna throw dirt on nobody's name. My best shot, though, honestly, was that I ended up meeting LL Cool J.
Damn.
Didn't really get a chance to work with him. He was actually about to get a record company off the ground, and he was gonna let me and my friends get like first crack of being artists on his record label. So that was probably one of my better positions because I was able to be the artist with the first crack at him. But there's a couple of other companies that I worked with, and a couple of other my friends had worked with, and certain stuff happened where it just didn't come out the way it should have. But you got to learn enough about business, and you got to make certain moves at the right time because any little thing can make it go away real quickly.
Dude,
I actually had some friends. Well, I actually did have some of my friends actually did a song, and the McDonald's Corporation came to them. Wanted to do a whole thing. I'm not going to even get into why it didn't work out. But the McDonald's Corporation said, "No, let us we gonna fund this video. We gonna do this." They were finna throw the song on their commercials and everything. But it was when it come down to it, outside forces and people connected to people that wasn't even involved in music doing nigga stuff created too much of a problem at the wrong time.
Yeah, and the middleman is always the problem. I know what it's like to be on the shelf. I sung that background for a lot of people. I'm on their albums right now. I sat on Bad Boy for 2 whole years. You know, my homie from 112, he was on your show. Well, not on your show, but he was in the
comment section. He said he likes the show. Yeah, shout out to him.
You know, it's just hard, man. It's hard like that.
So name a song you was background on. Let me check out your vocal.
What I'm gonna say, it wasn't the middleman. It wasn't the middleman that messed us up. It was actually a woman messed it up too. Well, a woman caused the problem.
Dun, dun,
you know what I'm saying? That really, a woman caused the problem that we couldn't have, that was not eliminated at the right time. I ain't gonna go into that, but I'll tell y'all off air something like that if people want to hang around and find that out. But yeah, it was really a problem connected to a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell y'all think I be joking about saying that if a woman find out you built a sandcastle, they're gonna find a way to come kick it over.
That sounds like a rock song right there.
Over my sandcastle.
You know. Yeah. But
he did the Michael Jackson over there.
Yeah. There was a couple situations that put like this. The way I viewed it, you know what I'm saying, as time went on, there were too many once in a lifetime situations that me and the people I was connected with had. And I just said, you know what, if we keep blowing once in a lifetime situations, we doing it wrong at the end of the day.
Right.
We had to make some adjustments. It is what it is. I don't worry about it now. I'm just gonna be the greatest thing on social media. That's all.
All right, Roger. And but I'm glad we're having a conversation about rap and the boogie person, trying to be politically correct these days, because there's not only boogie men, but there's boogie women too, obviously. And what people want to give you the idea that these boogie women are dark skinned. And that's just certainly not true.
What?
I'm full of it right now. But since we're having this conversation about rap, let's talk about Drake. The king of light skin.
This motherfucker out of here.
Well, you know what though? I'm gonna say this because Drake being who he is and the fact that he's
about the most popular rapper out here. Now, he's kind of eclipsed Jay-Z in the popularity right now. But when people start talking about who the greatest is, Drake don't get that credit. They
Never
still
will.
giving that to Jay-Z.
Never will. He's never going to get that credit. The motherfucker
And
don't
he
rap
light
about
skinned.
shit.
Hey, you know what though?
I'm just saying he light skinned as light skinned can be.
But you know what though? Is that discrimination that he would never get the credit that Jay Z would get
Nope.
because he's light skinned?
No, not
Nope.
really. I don't think it is, but I would tell you there were people before him. Drake did what was easy for him. You had to prove yourself back then. You know, he did it real easy all through social media, and he got the attention of Lil Wayne.
Yo, this shit is like Egypt. I put these motherfuckers up in stone. Does he belong in stone? Fuck no. I don't give a fuck how much money he make or success, whatever. That motherfucker don't belong in stone. Next up there to Rakim. This motherfucker, I don't give a fuck how much
Yeah.
money he make.
Hey, he stole Rapping Forte's song and the lyric
You know
word
what I
for
mean?
word.
Damn, I ain't heard rapping Forte in a while.
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
Yeah,
Rapping
I heard
Forte
about
sued
that.
him. He sued him and won in court. He's like, that's what happened when you play with people money. He's like, bro, you could have gone ahead and paid me and I would have let it slide. But now he over there with that hotline bling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
honestly,
look at the
if
meme.
Drake couldn't beat
You know what
Rakim
I'm saying?
now.
Look at the meme. They want. Hell no, I can't. like Rakim, one of the coldest MCs that ever lived, and I know that doesn't sound genuine, but I just want to find a way to say one of the coldest MCs that ever lived, because that's what Rakim is. But
Exactly.
look at Drake. It's like he'll say, like, they want to convince you. He'll say something like, this how he react to dark skin. This how he react to light skin. You know,
They,
that's
they
like
say light skinned people don't text back.
Well, hey, you know what? How about this? If the guy light skinned like Drake, can he be colorist? If he only like light skinned women and he light skinned too?
I ain't
Nah,
never
that ain't
heard him
color.
say nothing like that. I never heard him even
No, no,
talk.
no. I'm not even saying that he'd say that. I'm just asking a simple question: can a light skinned man be a colorist because he like a light skinned woman? And he light skinned himself. Can a light skinned man be
Yeah,
colorist?
yeah, they made a
No,
big
that don't
deal
make
out.
sense.
They kind of made a big deal out of it because on Love and Hip Hop, the producer, a Puerto Rican producer, was going against Amada La Negra, who was a who you know what Amada La Negra looked like, man. She's a beautiful
Hell
dark
yeah.
afro,
Hell
Yeah, I
yeah.
seen her. Yeah,
but
yeah.
he didn't
Yeah.
want to produce her because of her dark skin and afro. And he's just like Drake. He's another Drake like that.
Who this?
hey,
But I'm
hey.
saying, oh, go ahead, Kim. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that middle picture that look like some light skin shit right there. The way you posing.
I got one of those. That ain't no light
Hey,
skin.
that look like Dusty. That look like Dusty.
I got that coat.
All right. Can't rock with that.
Now,
Got it.
what I'm saying though, can a light skinned man be colorist? You know what I'm saying? Because if she light skinned and he light skinned, and he just like somebody who look like him, is that colorism at that point?
No, because he like different kind of women, man. That man have had so many different type
No,
women.
no, I'm not talking about him. I'm not talking about him at all. Because now you make it like I'm not even saying this has anything to do with Drake. Because I'm just saying women are always pushing this colorism thing, and I'm saying, does it count when the man light skinned?
Oh yeah, to
Because
them,
when they
yeah.
say colorism, yeah, because they say colorism and black men supposed to like a different type of black woman or whatever case. But you know what I'm saying? What about when he light skinned too? Now I know most black men are dark skinned, but what about the light skinned black man? Can he like a light skinned black woman, or is he
Of
crossing some
course.
line too?
Well,
No,
most of them go
that's
to
not
the lighter skinned women because they feel that dark skinned women are a little bit too aggressive and loud. So they would go. Even the light skinned man would go to the light skinned woman.
Yeah, but even if that was true, what I'm saying is he's light skinned too. Can you still put colorism on him? He light skinned just like she is.
You
Because
probably
they really saying
you
dark
probably
skin.
told you that.
Wait.
What?
What is
Yeah,
this shit about light skinned women not being aggressive and loud? Really? Where does shit come from?
Oh, you
that
find
come from them. That
yeah.
come from them. Because
Oh,
I honestly don't hear black
No,
men talking like
I've
that.
heard no, I've heard a few light skinned men say they'd rather just date light skinned women because most darker skinned women think that they're weak and they rather
Because they're
yeah. Yeah, they think that
in their feelings.
yeah.
oh, okay. Oh. I mean, shit, that's light skinned issue. You know what I'm saying? I'm a dark nigga, so you know what I'm saying. Don't worry
you,
about
you,
all
you
that.
look like you look like you probably be type nigga to be like to get a light skinned in the corner and point your finger at him. And
Nah, what the fuck? Nah, look, it's all love, you know, said across the board. And the aspect of all that color shit,
I
I can
feel you.
understand how light skinned folks would, you know what I'm saying, have a whole different perspective with, especially dealing with in America. You have to acknowledge that everybody has their own reality, color wise, based off of, you know what I'm saying, within America. So dark people got this, light skinned folks got this, on and on, yada yada yada. So I mean, you know, what I mean, for dark sisters to get mad at the way that light sisters is talking about their light skinned reality. It's like, all right, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you can't hold that against them. They didn't make themselves light skinned. Like, you know what I'm saying, that bitch from Lebanon or whoever he was looking at earlier. Yeah, she wasn't born yellow bone, you know what I'm saying? She just claimed that shit, you know what I'm saying? Probably hanging out in Houston too long.
No shit.
All I
Obama,
know
I
is,
think Obama's blacker than Drake.
yeah.
Yeah.
All I know is, if a light skinned woman that I like gonna give me a chance to hit, I'm gonna hit the same way I'm gonna hit a dark skinned woman that's gonna give me a chance to hit.
Facts.
I don't want to get all that preference stuff. You know what I'm saying? I hear women talking about it, but I just don't see that the average man operating like that. I just don't see it.
And that's why colorism will stay a woman's issue.
That makes sense that it's a woman's
Why?
issue.
Because I'm gonna hit both. Wait. What do you mean by that? Because I'm gonna hit both. Either one. I
Because
don't really care if she light or dark.
yeah, because it's quite simple when you put it that way. And for men it's very simple. Women love to complicate things.
Well, obviously, if this is a woman's issue, then you're complicating things amongst yourself, the sisterhood, right? So it's like, how do y'all square that away amongst yourselves?
By
By putting it on us.
I don't buy into it. I don't buy into it myself because like Roger said very plainly, it's I'm going to give it to whoever I deem I want to give it to, whether she's dark skinned or not. It's very simple and plain, but we want to look into it and drill it down into all these other things that you guys aren't even considering.
Well, I
Like
can honestly
what?
say, yeah, I can honestly say I've never once heard a man say, "Yeah, she was bad and I would have hit it, but she was light skinned, so I didn't," or "She was dark skinned, so I didn't." I ain't never heard a man say
Exactly.
that.
Hey, but you know what though? But you know what though? Is usually the women that complain about colorism is usually the ones that have the bad attitudes that are often called masculine. They instead of them reflecting on their attitude, they would rather say that, "Oh my God, it's my dark skin," which is fucking ridiculous. I mean, but I mean, am I just being apathetic, or to an issue, or am I in the right place?
Bro, I done seen women blame colorism when the weight was clearly the problem. I done seen women blame colorism when clearly the acne on your face was the problem. It ain't got nothing to do with your skin color. You got all this acne on your face and it don't look right, and you need to get it taken care of, but you won't. So you blaming color. No, that's you look at your face. That's one thing. Look at your face.
That's supposed to be
This ain't a
What the fuck
colorism
that
issue.
to play connect the dots. It was
Well,
them little
well, see,
Zorro
my thing is,
sign.
I'm just saying some people got problems. It ain't got. It could get to colorism, but there's so much in the way before we start worrying about your skin tone. There's a lot of other stuff that's in the way.
You
You
know
know what I'm
what? I got a
saying?
question for the sister. Since you know what, you know what I'm saying, battles y'all got in y'all sisterhood, since colorism is definitely one of them, what are some of the other things that is a battle amongst y'all that y'all try to throw on us?
That's a good question. um
You just stay out the way, huh? You don't pay no attention to none of that shit.
Yeah, well, because I listen to people talk about these things, but I can't say that I do that.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, they say three rappers. What's his name? Youngberg, uh, Tory Lane, and Rick Ross. They say they have been accused of being into the color game when they mention it in their songs about red bones, light skin.
Okay, but if that becomes the culture, you gotta understand whoever hot at the moment, whose culture is leading that shit. Because if it's certain areas in the South, they're going to pride yellow bones because it's part of the culture. You hear that shit all the time out here in Dallas. Badass yellow bitch, badass yellow bitch. They throw that shit. That's like a cultural. Where James Brown go. You know what I'm saying? That's how them niggas go sometimes out here. You know what I'm saying? Badass yellow bitch in the side of the blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? It's a culture thing. And if people, like just like a lot of folks in New York is copying Atlanta right now. You know what I'm saying? You got motherfuckers don't even sound like they from Brooklyn or the Bronx or whatever, using the syncopation of
You know what?
Georgia.
You right about that, but I think that real hip hop still should be a culture, not just a phase.
It's too
Into
late. It's too
something new.
late. It's too
No, no,
late.
no, it's not. No, it's
They
not.
gave they look. They didn't gave it away to the world and put it in the hands of these small hats who really just trying to distort it in so many ways. Like think
Okay,
about it.
but I tell you, people
There's a
like
reason. There's a reason why hip hop is not permitted to mature. They call it a young man's game. But the thing is, when you're doing music, when you're writing, as you get older, your pen gets better because you become more seasoned in understanding and navigating reality and shit, putting what I'm saying, connecting the dots together and shit. But they won't let the old heads be dope MCs out to the front
but,
of the
but,
world. They
but
can
that's to
keep
be
putting
respected. That's to be respected. Rakim, KRS-One, and all of them should be your 101s. Nas, Biggie, Jay
right.
Z, addition
Well,
to people like MF Doom, Quasimodo. Those are your real hip hop people
Right.
from, JD, J
Right,
Dilla.
right, but we do not orchestrate the direction of the culture. They sign contracts over to these pilgrims, selling souls and shit, and firstborns, Rumpelstiltskin style, to get put on, and they give the culture out to the world, fat or terraform that shit into a
yeah.
way
Yeah, we
that's more, what I'm saying, digestible to other cultures.
well, my thing is they take what we do and we don't fight it enough. White folks came in and told us what hip hop was. Because when I grew up, hip hop was not rap. Rap was a part of hip hop, but hip hop was not rap. You
Right,
you got people doing all type of gangster rap. We knew gangster rap was gangster rap. Gangster rap was not hip hop rap. Hip hop was different.
right,
Nowadays, who not hip hop? Lil Wayne was never hip hop. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, those of us who can remember, Lil
right,
Wayne ain't hip hop.
right.
Yeah, and he ain't got nothing to do with hip hop. So we let somebody else come in and redefine what hip hop was. And now you got kids listening to music. I mean, if I told them Lil Wayne is not hip hop, they think I'm crazy because
I ain't
they
gonna
don't know
All
any
right,
better.
all right, all right, all right, all right, fellas. Listen, we're at the 3 hour mark. I usually let these things go forward, but I'm a little tired, so we're gonna go into final statements. It's been a great conversation. I appreciate everybody, but y'all can go ahead and start. Anybody?
Should I go first? Let me moves. And
Yeah.
much respect, long live the habitual line steppers. The whole colorism thing. Hey, I'm a dark motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? If y'all got light issues, I feel sorry for your light issues. If you got dark issues, feel sorry for your dark issues. Look in the mirror, get on some healthy diet, hit the motherfucking gym, start loving yourself, look inside, learn your history, all that good shit. And you ain't got to worry about no motherfucking color. Just be excellent. Peace.
Word. Well said, Rogish. Well
Okay, who
said.
Yeah, I
And
appreciate.
long
who
and
want to follow
long
Rogan?
live.
I'm gonna follow him. I appreciate you letting me get up here tonight, man. Like I said, I've been trying my best to just be down in the chat, but y'all been having some pretty good topics. So I come up, especially if I hear Sheed up here, Roger. Uh, I'll come up. But yeah, the colorism thing is crazy on both sides. I see it all the time. And we covered a lot of things tonight, even through hip hop. And thank you for the topic.
All right, and thank you for stopping by, Coffee Nino. That's Coffee Nino of Bay Blotter News. So be looking for him in the near future. All right. Anyone else?
I just want to say that colorism is whack, and we have so many other things that we could be worrying about in terms of people. I like the conversation we had tonight, though. I'm not slighting that. I'm just saying, in terms of being insecure, waste of time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And thanks for coming up, Toya. And you're welcome to come on come on my panel anytime. So I appreciate you for stepping up here once again and giving your input. So she Roger, what's going on?
Yeah, when it come down to it, man, like I say, the women they try to point the finger at us, but ultimately we know when it comes to these women, all we care about is one thing. That's what we trying to get from them. So red, dark skin, light skin, hell, alien skin. You just trying to get some skin. That's all. So I'm gonna leave it at. Oh yeah, I want to say, Roger, man, I was dying laughing at that video you edited with old girl with the Bob the Builder dude. Hey man, that job funny. Yeah, man. All right then.
Appreciate it, she appreciate it.
All right, she. Thank you once again for giving input and supporting the channel, man. I really appreciate it. So thanks for coming by once again. All right, Roger, you're up.
Okay, real talk. Amongst black people, colorism doesn't exist. If a black person prefers a lighter skinned woman, or if a black man prefers a lighter skinned woman, he has a right to make a preference. Women have all type of preferences that black men are well aware of. We know y'all prefer men with money if y'all can control them. At least you perceive you can. We we know you prefer men with height. We know you prefer, you know what I'm saying, different types of men in different areas and things like that. We know y'all have preferences. So my thing is like, why so many people trying to tell black men they can't have a preference? Now I prefer dark skinned women, but I'm not finna turn down no bad light skinned chick. Period. You know what I'm saying? I'm not turning her down. I don't care what you say. You call me whatever you want to call me. But if she bad and I can get her, I'm getting her. Simple as that. Now, for me, colorism is not an issue. I think colorism is a way for black women to avoid challenging white men on racism. That's what I really believe it is. And I believe is just a mask. They rather blame black men for racism, and they know they can't say black men is the problem with racism, so they figured out another way to do it. So instead of saying or dealing with a racial issue, they now, hey, it's a colorism issue because we not gonna say nothing about these white men that started this whole colorism thing in the first place. Because colorism started on slave plantations. Colorism was a way to get for white people to try to get black people to value light skinned black people who are more than likely a offspring of the slave masters dealing with a black woman on the plantation. So you had light skinned babies, and they put that into the black community, but black women refuse to let it go because white men put it into the black community. So rather than say something about racism, you rather talk about colorism. Point blank, period. Because black women do not like challenging white men because y'all love them so much. Now, I didn't ask y'all to love them. Y'all decided to love them on your own. None of y'all check with me, so don't say nothing to me about the fact that y'all love them so much. Y'all decided that without my help. Period. But colorism in the black community ain't no such thing. Any black person can make any preference they want. Period. There is no colorism amongst black people. There's only racism. Colorism is just a smokescreen to avoid talking about racism. It's that simple.
Yeah, and I appreciate that final statement, Roger. Always with well structured wisdom and logic. I will say this: uh, black women use colorism as a way to shaming guys into dating women that they are not attracted to. Is this whole little box thing that they have that they throw each other themselves in, that if it's a group of sisters and they had that one friend that never gets any play, they feel sorry for her and they're going to try to pick out something that they see and they're going to say that the men don't like, which doesn't make any sense, because if you're pointing out something that is wrong with said female, if you're taking her dark skin and saying that men don't like that shit, that's you being a colorist. That's not any man that doesn't want her being a colorist. A lot of these women just don't want to admit to the horrible attitudes that they have, because they are referred to as masculine whenever they are overly temperamental with men. And they also put that on colorism as well. The whole angry black woman thing, they're trying to put it on colorism. It's like this. It's like this. It
Hey,
sounds.
can I,
Go ahead, dude.
can I get some in? I forgot to say something. I apologize, but I forgot to say something. Okay. Uh, I don't think black women should talk about colorism while it's accepted for black women to be out here wearing blonde wigs and walking around with blue contacts on. If y'all gonna keep that up, I don't think it's cool to say anything about colorism. I see way too many sisters in blonde hair, and I see way too many sisters with blue contacts in their eyes. And I'm not saying a black person can't have a baby with blue eyes, because it is possible, but it don't happen too much. So I see way too many blue contacts and blonde hair people to be out here saying something about colorism. How about y'all like black being black first, then worry about colorism? Go ahead, Ken. My bad. I didn't mean to throw you off. Sorry, sir. I just really wanted to get that in.
Okay. Just that the whole colorism thing is just nothing but a shtick to cover up the insecurities within yourself. You know, I know as a black man, I don't use colorism as an excuse to, you know, cover up any shortcomings I have in dating. And what I was about to say was, it sounds like incel talk. Yes, I don't think that
Mm.
I don't think that if you're gonna say stuff like, "Oh, colorism is keeping men from coming to talk to me," that's what shit that incels say. And y'all want to be men so bad, so y'all gonna have to take the labels that y'all insult men with too, like incel. Because if you're gonna use colorism as a way of trying to shame people into dating you, that really makes you look weird. And it does, like Kareem, when she was up here earlier, she kept saying delusional. Yeah, colorism. A lot of the colorism narratives is based on delusion. I just don't. I don't get it. Uh, but I do agree with Roger. We need to get back to being black, seriously, because we didn't have this issue in the 70s. We didn't have this issue in the 80s. As far as from a self aspect, I could care less what other groups say, because I always say this: other groups always have their mind made up about black folks. So really, if you're gonna use colorism, you're using what I like to call a new problem that you are trying to create because of victimhood within yourself. It's like, just, I will say, instead of using colorism, just own up to the fact that you're insecure and work on that shit. I mean, that's nobody else's fault except your own if you feel that way. But we're not perfect as human beings, and of course, we're gonna make some mountains out of molehills, and we need to slow that shit down. So I'm done for the night. I really am done for the night. It's been a long day, uh, but really, thanks for hanging in there with me. I appreciate you, Chad, as always, and all of uh, all of my new subscribers, my existing subscribers, everyone who's down with the habitual line steppers and the panelists tonight, and just uh, uh, join me again Sunday evening for my Any Given Sunday panel, of Any Given Sunday show. And I'm not quite sure what the topic will be, but whatever it is, it's going to be really good. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there. So this is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And on behalf of the panelists, uh, in Kev We Trust, goodbye.